Our question, good or bad, what did you or someone else do in an altered state? 206-803-ROCK.
That doesn't seem like great press for AA.
No, it really does not.
Next thing I know, I was doing cocaine, drinking, and smoking pot.
Like, what happened at that meeting?
I don't know, man.
Well, it's supposed to make you feel better.
Yeah, most people. I will say this about airports. Miles and I found this out the hard way. They have some hard rules that you probably don't know. One of them is you cannot physically walk onto airport property.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
We're in San Diego. It's our last day, and we're walking along the beach. We're like, man, it's our last day, whatever. We grab some pizza. We're walking along the beach. Well, San Diego's airport is not that far from downtown. So we end up at this chain link fence, and we're like, oh, dude, we literally just walked to the airport. Whatever. So we go to walk in. Security guard says, you guys can't walk in there. And we have our bags. We're like, oh, look, man, we kind of accidentally walked up to the fence. We have a flight to catch. He goes, I believe you. I said, well, can we just walk to the gate? You can't. So a taxi that's leaving, we have to give this guy a $20 bill.
To go like 100 yards.
Where are you guys going? We're like, honestly, we're going to the airport. We're standing at the gate. And he's looking at us like, come on, man. I said, dude, we'll just give you $20. We cannot walk in. He took our money, drove us 100 yards, and then we got to the airport. Did you know that was a rule? I did not know. I mean, most people don't walk to an airport.
How could you get around? So you're trying to go through a door in the fence on the beach?
No, I mean, the fence is where the traffic pulls
There's no sidewalk.
Like, we're not sneaking in. We walked up to where the cars are pulling in. There's a security guard there, and he's like, can't do it. We're like, so he's like, you got to get in the cab. We're like, no, we're literally standing there. So when the cab was leaving, we just had him do a U-turn, drove us 100 yards, $20.
Damn.
I had no idea.
Good or bad, what did you or someone else do in an altered state? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Flash. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, so back in the 80s, my sister ran a pizza joint, and I thought, hey, man, I got a party to go to. I want to throw some shrooms on the pizza. And then it turned into if someone ordered extra shrooms, it got added to the pizza.
Uh-oh.
Needless to know, some cops came through and said, add some extra shrooms. Now, local cop, Vanderbilt, ordered a pizza with extra shrooms. It turned out to be extremely crazy because he just went racing through the neighborhood looking for parties, but never busted any.
So what, he was just tripping, driving around the streets?
Right.
Yeah, just tripping.
But it never, did he ever piece together that he was tripping on shrooms?
Yeah, later I got pulled, he came to my house and asked me lots of questions, took me down to the precinct, and I climbed out the bathroom window and got away. But
wait, what? You climbed out of the bathroom window at the police precinct and got away?
Yeah, down in Wallingford. You're familiar with Wallingford.
I am familiar with Wallingford.
Yeah, you know the old police station?
Sure.
I don't know if I do.
But you climbed out of the damn window and then never came after you.
No, he did come after me, but he had no evidence.
Well, why did they come to you if your sister's running the pizza joint? Or was it you supplying the mushrooms?
Well, I was supplying the mushrooms, and I was let's just say, a known hoodlum in the neighborhood.
Okay. All right, I got you. So they could piece together it was probably you.
There was an old urban legend back in the day, and this was probably just a bunch of bull crap. But this is before Snopes, so you could check on anything.
Yeah.
But the story was that a state trooper pulled over a car in the area, and the guy had a bunch of liquid acid in the back of his trunk. Okay? Now,
all right.
All of this liquid acid basically was in a box, and they were in ball jars.
Okay.
Which is typically also how you would transport moonshine.
Yeah.
Okay? And inside those cabs, there was a coffee filter, and a couple other things. Just, I don't know why they did that.
Okay.
But the base of liquid acid, even before you're going to put it on a piece of paper, if you're going to do blotter, is alcohol.
Right.
So sometimes it was 151, sometimes it was whatever you could get that was just high potent and, clean alcohol. And so the story goes, the cop makes the guy open up the trunk. He takes 2 fingers and he dips it into that jar, licks them off his lips and goes, moonshine, you're going to jail. And the guy went back to his car, started doing paperwork, and he's like back there for a half an hour, 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And the guy goes back to like, look, check on him, man. He's passed out in the front of his car, so he just bolts. That's the story. All right. I don't know if there's any validity to that. I don't know if that
Do you
really-
believe it?
It sounds too good to be true, but it seems like something that could feasibly happen.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Paw Patrols, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4516. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Steve the Thrill Hill. Time for Who Sucks Less today. On the How You Do It, you bring us 3 stories in the news every week. They always kind of suck. It's up to us to determine out of those 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, is there a theme to today's Who Sucks Less?
Nah, there's no real theme, but as always, it's just people kind of sucking. You know, you can't trust the people that make your mustard. Nobody wants to get hit in the face with a soiled diaper. And if you work at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I would just say, don't piss off your coworker.
Okay.
All right.
Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30 on the program, and today we're going to talk about food and when the craving hits. Where do you go? Or if you're going to hook something up in the kitchen, what do you make?
Yeah.
Now, whether you're seeing a commercial on TV or there's just something in your head that you haven't had in a long time that you crave, you want to go and get that thing, man.
And it's not always.
Yeah.
This weekend, we were in lovely Centralia, Washington. And what I found out, if you need a, not discount, what the hell do they call it? What are the stores they have in Delaware? The
Outlets?
Yes.
Outlets. Oh, yeah.
If you need an outlet store, they're all there. And if you need fast food, they're all there. And if you ever want to beat a rooster with a shovel, I know exactly where it is. So that said, as we're headed there, we go by Arby's. And I'm like, man, I have not been to Arby's in frickin' forever. But every time I eat it, I like it. So I just got 2 standard roast beef sandwiches.
No cheddar, no cheddar on it?
No cheddar, man. I just want standard roast beef with the horsey sauce because that is what I know. That is what I like. And I want to order the curly fries. The curly fries are some of the best fries I've eaten in my life, right? Without question.
Arby's curly fries are top
They
tier.
are unbelievable. As far as the sandwiches go, as a full-grown adult, this is the way I broke it down. Because my wife's like, what do you think? I said, okay, well, there's like 2 competing thoughts in my head. One, this does not taste anything like actual roast beef. I mean, it just...
No.
It doesn't.
It's its own thing.
But it tastes exactly the way I remember it. So part of my brain is saying, I don't know what I'm eating right now. The other part of my brain said, do not care. It's like a McDonald's burger. You haven't had one in 20 years?
You can look at a McDonald's burger and go, that is a pickle, that is ketchup, that is mustard,
Sure.
and that is a bun, and that's a hamburger. When you open up that Arby's roast beef sandwich,
I don't recommend
Because
it. Here's the problem. Because you have to put
it's-
your own sauce on. And because we're at the drive-thru, they hand me little tubes of sauce. So when I looked at the sandwich with the bun on it, I'm like, all right. I will say I was a little taken aback when I pulled the roll off to add the...
that's what I'm saying. When you look
but
at
I'm
it,
like, okay, it's like I say, don't smell an alcoholic drink before you drink it. Just drink it, make a decision later. Kind of the same thing. Little unsettling, but it was good.
it's exactly what you want.
It's exactly what I wanted. And look, if you want Arby's roast beef, you can't go anywhere else and get roast beef that tastes like Arby's.
There's nothing that tastes like Arby's as far as their sandwich.
That is 100% correct. So again, I'm not entirely sure what I ate, but it's exactly what I remembered. It was very good. Very, very good. But I don't know that I need another one for like 6 months.
No. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Once you fill that craving,
Oh, yeah.
you're good for a while. You'll move on to something else.
It wasn't so good that I had to have
Right.
another one, but it was like, I don't know, kind of a flavorful nostalgia. I'm like, oh, man, I remember this. It's all good memories. And the other part of my brain as an adult is like, what are you eating? It's like, shut up, brain.
Sometimes I just think to myself, man, I haven't had a gyro in a while.
Yeah.
I'll go to Mr. Gyro and I'll get a gyro.
so good.
Man, it's just like, why don't I come here more often?
I'd eat a Euro every day if I could.
I would too.
Easily.
Yep.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
We used to have the Euro place in the food court downstairs.
I do miss that place.
And I'd hit it like 3 times a week. Just because it was there, it was available. I knew I liked it. No one else in my family cares for them much. So it's one of those things where if I'm on my own and I can just get a Euro and eat it in peace, that is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
You are right, though. Sometimes you do just have like those fast food
Well,
cravings.
look, dude, I rarely scream to stop at a fast food place. Just not my deal. But when I saw the Arby's, I'm like, babe, we got to go to Arby's.
Well, Taco
She's
Bell.
like, fine.
Taco Bell do that to you. We're like,
Yeah.
man, this is a perfect time for Taco Bell. Now, for me, it's normally 10:30 in the morning. For you, it's 10:30 at night.
Correct.
But that's when I crave.
It's not because you want Mexican food. It's that you want Taco Bell.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then there are times when I specifically want taco time.
Like
Like
this.
I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
So
But also, I'd say like with fish, there's some times where I'm like, I'd go for a piece of fish tonight. But there's very specific times where it's like, I want a fish fillet.
It's two different
worlds.
beasts.
That's exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Arby's. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for roast beef. I'm in the mood for Arby's.
So the story goes, the rumors are true. Seafood chain Red Lobster is bringing back its famous and costly endless shrimp promotion. Now, for customers looking to gorge themselves on far too much shrimp, this is great news. But employees at the restaurants are not thrilled at all, complaining that bringing back the promotion is a mistake. And on top of the price increases and other changes, it's led to some staff allegedly jumping ship. Earlier this month, Bloomberg reported that Red Lobster was planning to bring back the endless shrimp promotion, letting customers pay once to eat as much shrimp as they can possibly stomach. And yesterday, Red Lobster confirmed the report and announced that starting April 20th, so it's underway as we speak, for a limited time, the famous shrimp deal would return to Red Lobster. Now, this comes at a time when the chain is desperate for customers. It is struggling to deal with massive debt from aging unprofitable locations to prices on leases. The solution, offer people a great deal on shrimp, apparently. They say this is about putting our guests first and bringing back something they truly love, according to the CEO of Red Lobster. Endless shrimp has been a part of Red Lobster's legacy for 20 years. Our guests, they have never stopped asking for it, and we're excited to bring it back for a limited time in a way that works for our business today and honors what made it special from the beginning. Because when our fans talk, we listen. Now, many employees...
I just want to point out, the one quote they don't have from the CEO is, I guess everyone else on his board was saying, hey, we need to bring this back, right? The restaurants are failing, all this kind of thing, but this thing, it's a massive hit. And he's like, I understand that. I don't think we should bring it back. Anyway, one of the other quotes he made to something like the Wall Street Journal was, the reason I don't want to bring it back is because, and this is the quote, I can do math.
Yep.
I mean, that's his whole thing. So he's saying the right thing here, but it's like, we're going to take a beating on this.
Tables eating ridiculous amounts of food, running their server like crazy, and staying there for hours and tip barely $5 if they tip at all, complained one Reddit user who claims to be a server at Red Lobster. Plus, the servers have to tip out for every sale. So some servers end up paying for the table they waited on for 2 hours and running their butts off. It is completely ridiculous.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
You get overworked and you basically have to pay for the fact that they ate and
Now, wait a minute, say that again. Why do the server have to pay for it?
So they're saying that the servers have to tip out after every meal, okay?
All right.
So whatever that percentage is, you sat there and ate endless shrimp for 2 hours with your buddies. It is what it is. They can't control that. But basically at the end of it, you're not making a profit off of the fact that you as a customer sat there and ate all that. But then the server has to tip out on this, basically as an almost over tip to compensate for the lack of cash that they made on the endless shrimp.
Now, do you just get any kind of like, so if they have charbroiled shrimp?
I believe they only have three different
fried
kinds.
shrimp, but you can pick the kind of shrimp you want.
I'm looking at it right now.
I think it's just three. So they have the shrimp, I think it's like shrimp scampi, and one is the shrimp and Alfredo sauce.
So you don't want that because now the noodles are filling you up too fast. That's not how you do endless shrimp.
And the Alfredo sauce, man.
Man, if you're like, even if you just do steamed shrimp, which is not very popular on the West Coast, but it is on the East Coast, you can sit down and house a pound of shrimp on your own.
Easily.
I mean, the bag you see in the frozen food section at the grocery store, by the time you steam that up, you can almost get through the entire bag.
If you order a pound of shrimp on the East Coast, it's understood that it is your appetizer. It's like ordering fries.
Yeah.
Someone might grab one or two, but I'm eating a pound of shrimp.
You got a couple options. You got the new Marry Me shrimp.
What is the Marry Me shrimp?
No idea. Garlic shrimp scampi.
All right.
Parrot Isle coconut shrimp. And then shrimp linguine Alfredo. And Walt's favorite shrimp.
What is Walt's favorite shrimp?
I don't know. I clicked on it, and it just gave me a lot of info about other stuff. It didn't really tell me what it was.
Okay. I finally went to Red Lobster a few months back.
Yeah, that's with your daughter, right?
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. It was one of the best meals I've had.
What did you get?
I got the snow crab feast.
Okay.
So that's like, and it had a couple other options on it.
All right.
But I got an order of, I believe, hush puppies maybe, and then the crab legs. So it's just crabs, butter.
How many crab legs did you get?
you get probably 3 or 4 clusters.
All right, that's decent.
You get enough. But I mean, like this, I put the bib on. I did the whole thing.
Did you put the bib on?
I'm in Red Lobster. I'm getting drinks. It was awesome. I'm buying the one in Linwood.
Yeah, because my daughter, my wife took a picture of my daughter standing outside of the Red Lobster you'd gone to. Was it the day before?
You know what, man, and to be honest with you,
it's across from the Olive Garden, which for my kids, if you said, look, guys, where do you want to go? Expense is nothing. It's Olive Garden. So my wife was actually telling me yesterday the kids want to go to Olive Garden, I don't know, a couple days ago, whatever it was. And she flat out said no. So why? She said, because I said to them, that's how my wife is, she can go there, order all this food, eat all the breadsticks, then not eat the food when it gets delivered to the table. Now, typically, when a mom hits you like that, you kind of look down. So my son looked at her and was like, yeah.
That's exactly what
yeah. So she's like, that's my plan.
Yeah.
I think he kind of missed what she was getting at there, but she was like, I'm not taking it.
Red Lobster used to be one of those places, based on the fact that it's seafood, that the price point was high.
Right.
Compared to like an Outback at the time or a TGI Fridays or one of those places. And that's, I think, what kind of surprised me the most. I think we're just so used to the prices in Seattle.
Yes.
That when I open the menu at Red Lobster, I'm like, this is actually a pretty good deal for what you're getting. I mean, as far as the price, it wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be by any stretch of the imagination.
And it's not bad. I mean, look, man, even if you go to a fancy seafood restaurant, they obviously have many more options than Red Lobster.
Yeah.
But like toe to toe, if you get their shrimp scampi or the linguine with cream sauce, same freaking difference, man.
Yeah.
Shrimp scampi is delicious, but at the end of the day, unless you don't like shrimp, it's hard to be like, I don't like shrimp with butter.
Butter and garlic. This is terrible.
I mean, but if I go to a fancy restaurant, I'm spending more money, and it's like, the shrimp is the shrimp, the butter's the butter, man.
Yeah, and the same shrimp you buy at the grocery store it's all flash frozen. It's all the same.
It's the same stuff.
They're not serving you anything that you can't do on your own at home. That's one thing about shrimp.
I mean, as a kid, we just never went to one, A, because you're right, it seemed more expensive. And then B, in Maryland, there's just so many seafood places.
Yeah, Red Lobster.
I mean, we had to beg and beg. And I remember my dad and brother just being like, why? And then we finally went, and it was like, it was good, but it was just like, there's just so many local spots. So you were saying you can get steamed shrimp. I mean, we all grew up eating steamed shrimp.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you would never go to, not that you wouldn't, there's nothing wrong with Jersey Mike's. But if you're in an area like New Jersey,
you're not going to Jersey Mike's.
Or Philly, or one of these places, you're not going to go to, I don't know, a TGI Friday if they have a cheesesteak. You are not getting that there.
No, you're not getting that.
Not in that area. You're going to go for the authentic one. Now we have a little food at home.
That's why the salmon barn failed here in Seattle. National chain. Everyone loves the salmon. If you open that kind of place here, look, I can go anywhere and get this, and it's better.
I mean, I won't say the place, but there was a place I used to go to that was kind of higher end. But I remember once looking at their menu, and they had Atlantic salmon, and I'm like, we're in Seattle.
But man, Atlantic salmon is different.
It is different.
I have some in my freezer right now. It's a little more fatty, so it comes across more like a king fillet than not. And it's got a great taste to it. I mean, I definitely prefer West Coast salmon.
I'm just not paying.
It's cheaper.
Atlantic is. But I'm not paying. Like if you're at it was a nice restaurant.
But that's our point. Like
even the bartender, when I looked at it, and he goes, "You're right. I don't know why we have that on our menu."
There's salmon 100 yards away from where I'm sitting, and I can save money.
Correct.
As opposed to flying this bitch 3,000 miles for me to spend more.
We should not have, I don't know, New Orleans oysters at Taylor Farms.
Right.
If you go to the restaurant. I mean, it should not even be on the menu.
It happened to me once in Massachusetts. I went to what's the famous Legal Seafood.
Yeah.
Right? And the guy's like, oh, we got a lot of oysters. I was like, I can't wait to try some of these. And they were from out here. And I said, well, I don't want them. He said, why not? I said, I love them, but I eat them all the time.
Right. That is what we have in our backyard,
right.
man.
Like, I wanted to try like the ones you have on the Cape.
Trust me, I was in San Francisco, the same thing. Went into an oyster house. We have the best selection of oysters in San Francisco, they told me. The top 10 oysters they had. They probably had 15 different varieties. They really did have a large variety. But they were all from here and from British Columbia.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, these are our standard.
Komodos, like all the things.
I know, Komodos for Petco.
They are delicious.
Unreal.
So good.
And it was cheaper in San Francisco
That's what I
for
don't
a dozen
understand.
than it is here. And I'm just like, what is going on? This is San Francisco. We know that this is not a cheap town. How is this more expensive than Seattle, Washington?
Remember, like
how is it not more expensive?
The Rainier cherries. If you go to the market or anywhere around there, they're like $15 for 2 pounds. We're on the East Coast. Same Rainier cherries, $5 for 2 pounds. I'm like, we're just getting ripped off here left and right. Yeah, they're in our backyard, and we spend 3 times as much money. Like,
all right, cool. Individually, what are we all craving right now? I know we're all craving something that we've had on our brain for a long time. I know what mine is.
I'm not at the moment because I just ate, but
No, things you've been thinking like, I would like to get there and get that.
man, honestly, not big. And I'm being dead honest because I got Arby's on Saturday. God, Arby's has been on my mind for like a year and a half. I'm not going to make a pilgrimage there, but when I saw it and it was convenient to go to, like that's the one fast food joint just to get that plain ass kind of roast beef thing that they serve you. So it really, really scratched that itch. It really did. I don't know where to go next.
I got two. I need to get down to Loretta's and get myself a cheeseburger down there.
Loretta's is great.
Haven't been there in a while. And the other thing is that Cookies Country chicken in Ballard.
Oh, yeah.
Get their chicken sandwich. I'm just craving both those things for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Anything on your brain?
I'm with Thrill. I just kind of ate, so I'm like, I don't have anything specific right now.
I scratched my 18-month itch of they got the meats, I want the meats, I got the meats.
I think mine's just my crummy little teriyaki shop that's just within walking distance of my place.
There's nothing, but how often do you go, even though it's right there?
I don't go there very often because the lady doesn't trust it. We go to a different spot for teriyaki, but this place has better.
What do you mean?
There's not
what do
a
you mean she doesn't
teriyaki
trust
place
it?
that I
It's not
trust.
supposed to look good on the outside.
That's exactly right.
It's not supposed to look good on the inside.
That's exactly right.
You're not supposed to sit there and
That
eat.
teriyaki
unless
place
it's
from our
lunch.
old building got rated horrible all the time.
I loved it.
And
So
we
did
kept
I.
going.
I kept going.
Right.
I mean,
she wouldn't set foot in there.
They got a really, really bad write-up. It was directly across the street from our old studio. We're still like, I don't care if there's whiskers in my wonton, bro. Like, it is that. And apparently, the secret to it being so good is the fact that there probably is a dead rat floating around in the fryer, right? Because the clean places don't come anywhere close to this place. We actually drove by it the other day because there's the corned beef place right there.
Market House Meats.
And she's like,
I've been craving a Reuben from there.
and she's like, God, we haven't been there in forever. I go, I know. And then she asked me about the teriyaki place, going, did you ever go there? I said, all the time, and they failed every single health inspection that they ever go up against.
To
And
give
we
you
didn't care.
to give you an idea, the divider door frame between the main dining area and the kitchen was a plastic clear shower curtain,
Oh, yeah.
like that you would put in your shower. It was a shower curtain with shower rings, and they just spread it apart and walk through. It was a shower, magnets on the bottom.
Yeah.
Not attached to anything. Just like you just looked through it.
And it was good.
It was a shower curtain.
I'm like, look, I'm not, and
I know. I'm just saying.
The way they
aesthetics.
do that rating system, they have like all the way up to the big smiley face down, and so you have to post these.
This thing's frowning.
So when you walk into the store, because they're legally mandated to post, I mean, as soon as you walk in, you are greeted with, this place is unsanitary. We have two frowny faces, and you're like, I don't care. Not at all.
Our question: when the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Like, that's not part of the lyrics of this song. And I didn't really think anything of it because I'm just unrolling my carpet. And all of a sudden it's like, I own this town and you're my little recard. What the heck? And I stood up and I turned around and here's a crackhead woman with an armful of garbage tearing up pieces of it and just tossing it through my living room as she's walking through my house. And I kind of turned at her and I was like, can I help you? And she says, I own this town. You're my little recard. What? Okay, can I help you? Because I'm kind of getting uncomfortable. And she hawks a loogie and beginning of COVID, hawks a loogie, spits it right at my face. I duck and weave a little bit, trying to miss it. And I was like, did you just seriously? And she tried to do it again. Unfortunately, I carry a gun. So I pointed my gun right at her and said, this is the last warning I'm going to give you. You just walked into this house that I just bought. You need to get out of here. Well, she saw the business end of the barrel and basically turned and ran. But I called 911 because my neighbors were elderly and I didn't want her just going away on her own. So I called 911, talked to the cops, explained what went on, tell them I pulled a gun on her. That's why she ran. Well, the lady misheard me. So then when the cops came, they dove tackled this lady right in the middle of the street and totally messed her up and handcuffed her and whatever. And pretty soon they're coming in going, we never found a gun on her. It's like, guys, I had the gun. She just spit on me. Like, you didn't have to do that. And they're like, oh, well, what's happened has happened, but at least she's out of your house.
Okay.
Are you still in the same
I
house?
didn't really have any. What's that?
Are you still in the same house?
I have since sold that house because I ended up getting married and it was no point in keeping it. Didn't want to rent because you know what it's like to rent to people in Washington State and you can't kick them out if they don't pay rent. So I just sold the house. But she never came back. She got a few raspberries on her knees and elbows when the cops dive tackled her, and that was kind of the end of that.
Well, she can do whatever she wants to do in federal way.
Because she owns it, you know?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, yeah, and apparently I am hers, and she owns it, so I just figured, well, I'll just leave her be and let the cops deal with it. But I did warn them. I was like, you might want to put a bag on her. She's a spitter. And they immediately went and put it over her head.
Yeah, good looking out on that.
Hesitation.
Put a bag on her
And the
head.
brother that was in there helping us, he came in and he's just like, dude, I really appreciate you telling me she's a spitter. That would have grossed me out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just a heads up, man.
What ended up in your house that you did not want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
A little update on the Listerine.
Okay, it's Miss Sheila with the Listerine expertise.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, hello. So with the Listerine, you don't want to like squirt it in your wall. You want to get it through your wall, like to the other side of the drywall.
How do you do that with a syringe?
Yeah. Just get like a 6cc syringe or something and like an 18 gauge needle and draw it up and then put it through your drywall as far as you can and just squirt just a tiny bit every couple of feet. You want to like start from the point that's furthest from wherever they're coming in at and then just work your way toward wherever they're coming in at.
Now, how did you learn this very odd trick of Listerine to get rid of rats and bats?
So most wild animals especially do not like mint.
Really?
So and this, I get weird ideas and I try them and I've discovered that Listerine gets rid of rats, bats, all kinds of stuff.
So this was this was your own conclusion and it's proven to be true, the Listerine. So, but with that in mind, do I have to get the mint, the blue Listerine, or could I use the yellow?
The blue does work better than the yellow.
All right. Okay.
How many times have you done this?
Well, I've only had to do it the one time for my house, and then numerous people I've helped them as well, and or told them this, and it works the first time every time.
So say I get the syringe to my drywall. I'm promising these small little mammals the beauty of fresh breath. How long does it take them to decide to leave? Is it like overnight? Does it take a week? What?
They'll be out. They'll start taking off within minutes.
Really?
Yeah. So I had a rat that had made a nest down kind of on the other side of my chimney or fireplace, and I used the Listerine, and I just kind of started where I heard the little nest at, and she immediately started getting her babies out of there, and they were all, there was total silence within maybe an hour or two.
What other things have you tried that did not work as well as the Listerine? Like,
I mean, could you put like spearmint gum? I mean, if you could get it into a hole.
I couldn't squirt that probably, so.
All right. I'm just wondering.
But I mean, did you try Scope and all the other mouthwashes out there?
I did not try Scope just because it's made by Procter & Gamble. I didn't have that on hand, so I had Listerine on hand. But
you're anti-Procter & Gamble, aren't you?
Just some of their practices. I like their products. I don't practices.
Okay, all right.
That makes sense. Makes sense. And do you actually gargle with Listerine, or do you just have it in case you're going to have a rodent issue?
I use Listerine for all kinds of stuff. It is a really good product.
What do you mean all kinds of? Like what else? Like, so far we got breath and we have chasing small mammals.
It says keep a spearmint or mint plant next to your doors and windows. It keeps the spiders and bugs out.
Yes, true. They don't like it either.
Including spiders, because that's my thing. That we go to war.
Yeah. Spiders are they're a necessary evil, though.
I know. Look, I understand their point. I think it is fantastic what they do. I just prefer they do it outside of the four walls of my home.
Me too.
So what else do you use Listerine other than your breath and the mammals? What other uses does Listerine have?
Well, I've been in a pinch before and had nothing else to sanitize a cut with, and I've used Listerine. Although it burns like hell, it does work.
Okay, because the alcohol.
Yeah, I've heard it works on all kinds of other strange things, but
It'll get you drunk.
Wasn't it originally introduced as a douche, I believe?
Oh, God.
Back in the day?
No.
I think it was.
That seems crazy.
No. It was either that or like Lysol. One of the two. Originally, it was supposed to be
I think
douche.
it was Lysol.
Was it Lysol?
It was Lysol. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dr. Lister was the first one to start sanitizing surgical tools in between patients.
Aha. Okay.
Right.
Hence
That's who the
Listerine.
product is named after, is Dr. Lister.
You know what, Sheila? You've
right.
inspired me. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to gargle some Listerine, go to the zoo, and try to make out with a
I
bat.
don't think I could go to a Dr. Lister.
Dr. Lister?
There's just something about Lister. I mean,
We used to live, our neighbor, when I was a real little kid, first time we lived in upstate New York, our neighbor, his name was Mr. Pfister. That was his actual name. And my brother and I just thought it was funny. And then now as an adult, I'm like, and he was a really nice guy, right? But
Sure he was.
I don't know if I've been cool with my kid. And look, I know.
He was
it's
chill,
just
very
the name.
loose.
Yeah, just
All the
Mr.
things.
Pfister.
what ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803.
I mean, Lister was way ahead of his time. Good on him.
What, for finally sanitizing things?
Yeah.
Well, who was the guy that died? What was the president that died? Because it wasn't. That's probably where he got the idea from. Like, you know what? Maybe let's go ahead and sanitize this stuff. Was it Buchanan?
Was it Buchanan? Not Garfield.
Maybe Garfield. Either way, the guy didn't die from the bullet wound. He died from the fact that all the surgical stuff they used
Right, because
was
they
not
kept
sterile.
going inside of him. Right, and they're like, it's right after the Civil War, and they're like, hey, we started doing this, and it's big over in like France and England.
Yeah.
You should really wash your hands. Guys like, shut up.
I'm fine.
Doesn't matter. I'm the doctor.
Right. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So when I was living in Utah, my sister called me and she said, hey, I think I have a family of raccoons living in my chimney. Can you come help me get them out? And I said, all right, how do you want to do it? Do you want to start a fire and smoke them out? And she said, no, I don't want to hurt the babies. And I said, well, is the mom in your chimney? And she's like, I don't think so. Maybe. And I said, I'm not sticking my hand up there. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. And so I got my big welding glove that goes, halfway up your forearm. And I went down to her house. I got my headlamp, and it's super awkward to be sitting in the fireplace. My arm doesn't bend that way to get up in the flue. And I'm reaching around up there, not knowing if any second the mom is going to sink her teeth through my welding glove. But I could feel the babies. And so I took the babies down one at a time, just reaching around up there. And I got 5 babies out, and the mom, I guess, wasn't there. And so we put the babies in a box, just kind of we were out in the driveway, and then we saw the mom run across the roof, up and down inside the chimney. And so my sister's like, oh, crap, now what are we going to do? So we got a trap. We rigged it up on the roof with some netting, and we started a fire in her fireplace. And I don't know, 4, 5, 6 minutes later, tons and tons of smoke. The mama raccoon came up the chimney into the trap, and we sealed the trap up and took the mom and the babies up in the mountains and let them go.
Success.
All right, there you
Nice.
go.
All right.
Yeah,
Victory.
fire works.
I wouldn't want to mess with the raccoons, though. I would feel very weird about reaching up into a place that I couldn't see and
Hoping the mom
feeling
isn't
around,
there.
Yeah, feeling around for stuff.
Yeah, scary for sure.
Yeah, that's
What do you think the raccoon's teeth would go through the welder's glove?
I was worried about it. I think they probably would. I mean, those welding gloves are super thick, but I don't know.
It's a raccoon.
the raccoons around here are not nearly that agile. They really are dumpster divers.
They're so fast.
So the ones that I had around my house in Wallingford, they just waddle. I mean, they can still scale a fence and do all those things, man. But I mean, they're just
even their fence scaling
so
is sad.
slow and lethargic, and just and typically they do have babies with them and everything else.
I'm just always impressed that they just don't seem to care that the humans are there.
They don't care because
This is the Mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Go for Rory McIlroy. Hosted his first Masters dinner after winning a green jacket last year, and his menu and choice of wines have become quite the talking point. So when you win the Masters, you come back the next year, and you get to pick the menu that you want to serve the previous Masters winners.
All right.
Now, that facility is known to have some of the best food in Georgia, believe it or not. Very few people have had a chance to eat it because you can't get in there. It's a private club.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they've got one of those canless-style chefs that work there. He did recently release his menu for the occasion, and as well as opting for a food soon to be banned in New York. McElroy has elk sliders and rock shrimp tempura as appetizers. Main course is a Wagyu filet mignon and a dessert of sticky toffee pudding. But a distinct lack of Irish food was on the menu. It seems there's a simple explanation for that, and McElroy, who is from Ireland, divulged it to the press. People keep asking me why I didn't go more Irish, he said. Said because I wanted to enjoy the dinner as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Irish food?
What was he going to put in there? Fish and chips in a spice bag?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, have you been to Ireland? Have you? Look, Irish food is good, but when you win the Masters and you have a Canlis level chef, like, I'm not going to get a Reuben.
Basically, what they said was this: you need to put one vegetarian option appetizer on the menu for a couple of the guys that are vegetarian.
Did he not offer a fish option for the main course?
He did, yeah.
All right.
But just for an appetizer. So the peach and ricotta flatbread, that was basically for Gary Player. But then rock shrimp tempura, back to Red Lobster, grilled elk sliders, caramelized onion jam, roasted garlic aioli, and bacon-wrapped dates, which you might know as Devils on Horseback. His first course was a yellowfin tuna carpaccio. Then that went into your choice of a Wagyu filet mignon or seared salmon. And then the sticky toffee pudding for dessert. A lot of these guys, depending on where they're from, the menu is different every single year. So you got a guy that wins from Texas. It is Houston barbecue. I mean, the entire meal is
As
kind
it
of
should be.
Of that ilk. You know, it just depends on where you're from.
If I won the Masters, which would never happen in 10 billion years, I would be the first guy to say there is no vegetarian option. All right, there's a salad, bro. And if you want it as an entree, we'll make it bigger. But I had pointed out this weekend, I finally went to Arby's after just hankering for it for years. So VD just texted me, says, I am so annoyed right now. I've not eaten Arby's roast beef sandwich in close to 30 years. And now I want one, you sick, twisted, demented
Here's how you do it.
son of a bitch. And yet I love you. So really, who's at fault? Me. Also, Arby's curly fries for the win, hands down the best. Brother,
Yeah.
no doubt. Those curly fries, look, you can make all the faces you want, Mike. I'm just saying, I knew they had good curly fries, but again, it had been a hot minute since I had them. And when I was eating those curly fries, I got more satisfaction from the somewhat roast beef sandwich. They are so, so good.
You can get those same fries at Jack in the Box, man.
Are they the same? They're curly.
They're curly fries.
Seasoned curly fries.
The only place that's close to them is Checkers or Rallies.
Okay.
As far as the seasoning, I know it's not a curly fry, but as far as the seasoning goes.
I'm telling you, man.
God damn it. I hate to be this person, but I would throw, and I like Jack in the Box, but
Sure.
That Arby's curly fry.
It was unbelievable.
What does everybody say now? It's S tier.
We should do a taste test.
I have no problem.
Well, the problem is you can't bring cold fries in from a half an hour away.
They sell them. They sell them frozen, air fry.
Yeah, we can put them in the air fryer.
All right, we can do that.
We'll figure it out.
I got no problem. And look, maybe Jack in the Box even has a superior one. Good for them. I'm just saying, in that moment that I reached in and got that first curly fry, my expectations were exceeded. I was already excited, but I was just like, my God, I cannot believe how happy I am
If you
eating a curly fry.
if you ever do climb Mount Si, it's a pretty good trek. It takes you a little while to get there. But my pro tip is to go to Arby's, and they have one in North Bend. Get yourself 2 roast beef sandwiches.
Boom.
Put those in your backpack, man. You will be so happy when you get to the top of that mountain. Not because you've climbed Mount Si.
No, who cares? I got
Because
Arby's.
You got Arby's, and you need it. You know what I mean? You're kind of fried by the time you get up there.
Real quick. So, you were talking about Rory's dinner for the Masters.
He'll have another one next year because he won again.
Yeah, so that was like a big thing a couple weeks ago, right? Everybody was putting out their menu, just in theory.
All right, if I win, this is what I'll eat.
So to keep it local, we got to give some love to Blitz the Seahawk.
Okay.
He made a fake menu, and I'm telling you, this is hands down the best menu I've seen. All right, appetizers, he had sourdough, garlic, focaccia.
Okay, all right. A little more sophisticated than I thought
Shrimp
the burger
cocktail.
would be. Okay.
Nashville hot chicken sliders served with mayo and Texas toast. Atlanta-style chicken wings, lemon pepper, hot or mild.
Ooh.
Right, now Blitz is living in a fantasy world, but I like what he's
that
doing.
call.
First course, clam chowder.
Sure.
And then his main course was a pan-seared lamb chop or Dungeness crab.
All right, Blitz.
Okay.
Look at you,
And then
badass.
beignets.
Man.
I know.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what
That's a well-rounded menu.
what his budget is, but it is nice.
I'm going to say Blitz grew up in a nice household.
Well, I think
That was
also
a nice nest.
Nobody's making Blitz's menu.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Our question, when the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Cheyenne. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, we go for, and especially after, sometimes I do it after playing a show, is the Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby ice cream. It's got peanut butter filled pretzels, fudge swirls, and vanilla malted ice cream. It's my favorite ice cream, hands down, probably.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I'm still a half-baked guy if I buy Ben & Jerry's.
Which one's in the half-baked?
The chocolate brownie.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
I go with just a chocolate chip cookie dough.
I think I like that the Jimmy Fallon late night.
What was in his?
That one's good, too.
I think he's got chocolate-covered pretzels in there as well.
Okay.
Because you,
That
you
was,
get the salty and then you get the sweet in there.
That was Colbert's.
That was
Oh, is that
Colbert's.
Jimmy Fallon's got the Tonight Dough.
Aha.
And I like that one.
Tonight Dough.
That's a good one.
I will say ice cream's kind of like that. Every once in a while, you just want a king cone.
All right.
Sure. Or a Klondike bar.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a Klondike bar? I mean, when you have them, you're like, these are great. Thank God I don't buy them because they come in a package of 6.
Right.
That's the problem with
That's a
Klondike
damn good
bar.
question. It's just not one I go for, so it's probably been 15 or 20 years.
Now, Cheyenne, do you make anything at home for yourself?
Yeah, I'll throw, at any time of the day or night, I'll throw together a breakfast burrito.
That's a good
Yeah,
call,
it's a good
man.
call.
All right. Do you have like Jimmy Dean, like microwavable sausage? How do you throw this together so fast? You can't tell the difference on this stuff.
Yes, you can.
On the patties?
I kind of plan to do it. I use like mild Italian sausage to put in mine.
Yeah. I use either mild Italian, spicy Italian, or chorizo. Look, here's one thing with Jimmy Dean's, all right? So it had been part of it, we got spoiled off of Uli's. So I just started eating his product. Before that, I was always eating like the frozen breakfast sausages, right? So we're at the grocery store 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm like, you know what, man? Let's get some Jimmy Dean, the patties. I cooked them up. The smell told me I might not
Did you
enjoy
get
as
them in the
much as I
tube or
remember.
did they already form them?
Got it in the tube.
Okay.
And look, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I got kind of sick after I ate it, and it just tasted like salt and grease with a little bit of savory.
That is what you're eating.
And it is. And I realized I don't like this anymore, right? So now I'm with Cheyenne where it's like, look, just give me the ground up sausage. I will make them. It does not take that long to cook. But after eating the Jimmy Dean's, I was like, ew, no, man.
I mean, I did it Sunday morning, right? Like around Christmas, I always buy a log of Taylor
Jimmy Dean.
ham,
Oh.
pork roll,
Yeah.
right from De Laurentiis. So like, I still had a few slices left. So Sunday I was up early watching Arsenal, and so I make what I call Mom McMuffins. That's what she called them. So it's English muffin, scrambled eggs, American cheese, and that Taylor ham.
Ooh.
There's nothing wrong with
That sounds really good.
And it's amazing because your
It is.
kids go crazy. Because your mom called it the Mom McMuffin.
Correct.
All right, so it's one of these things. I can do them. If we have English muffins, right? If you hook up, I don't know, just bacon, cheese, and egg, and you put it on an English muffin, the kids truly think that you are a 5-star chef. And like, brother, it's a breakfast muffin, but it's unbeatable. Dad, can you make more of those? Can we do it again? I'm like, sure, dude.
Our question, when the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Breakfast is hands down still the easiest meal to make.
And everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Whatever you make, they're happy. Hello, Jim. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
All right, so I got to go, hands down, my go-to is a little taco truck in Chehalis called Los Costeños. Have some of the best tamales and lingua tacos. And then on the weekends, they do burrito tacos.
Ooh, those are good.
How many times do you think you go there?
At least 3 times a month.
Okay, that's about where we're at now.
Now, do you make a special trip to go there or are you passing through?
Usually when I'm just passing through.
Okay.
We'll make. There's a taco truck kind of between where me and Ted live.
Yeah.
I do not know what they do. They don't open until like 6:30 or 7. And there's a
In the
line
evening?
in the evening.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there is instantly a line. And I mean, we will forego dinner to wait for those tacos. And it's gotten to the point that it's almost an obsession where we're trying to wean ourselves off.
How many do you get?
Because it's All right, so you can get
The
the
plate comes
quesadilla,
with like 3, I think.
You do, but they give you a lot of food for your dollar, right? As far as Seattle prices go, it's probably the most economical dinner you can eat. And we always get enough to guarantee we have leftovers because I will come the next day to work with the other half of whatever I've gotten. And it doesn't matter what meat you get, it is tremendous. We turned a friend of ours onto it. She lives like 4 miles away. The traffic is terrible. She now goes there like 3 days a week. She's like, I don't care. Like, I will sit in traffic. It'll take 40 minutes to get there. It doesn't matter. Sit outside in the rain for them to make your food. I can't remember the name of it.
It's hard to look it up. But it's right there on North Gateway.
God,
as far as tamales go, man, best city I've ever been in for tamales. Believe it or not, Denver, Colorado. They have tamale carts all through the drinking areas.
Yeah.
So when you're getting out of the bar, whatever time it is, instead of having a hot dog cart or any of that stuff, it's all tamale carts. And the guy I was with, he's like, man, have you ever had a tamale in Denver? I was like, no. And I'm like, it's not really my thing. He's like, just try it with chicken and the jalapeno one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, man. I was like, I get it now. I totally get it. This is fantastic.
I think street food is tough, too.
What do you
Just
mean?
because, like, you got to be in that city, and then you got to go find that. Like, the best gyro I have ever had was in the fall in Austin.
And you're still thinking about it?
Me and my buddy Nick still talk about it. I don't know that I could find that gyro stand if I had to.
I'm right there with it. Like, to me,
it was a stand and it was that good?
It was, I mean,
stands,
it's Austin,
I think, are
so it's
better
almost like a food truck kind of on the side, and they built like a little deck there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure if I got in the neighborhood, I could find it, but I mean, I can't remember the name of it, whatever. It was just that good.
Most street food I've had, at least in the last couple of years, are better than most brick and mortars.
Yeah.
If you're doing the same food, right? So I can go to any Mexican restaurant, like you're not going to touch this little food truck on North Gateway. You're just not. We've been to 1,000 of them. And again, I don't know what these guys do to their food. Maybe they add fentanyl. I have no idea. Don't care. It is that good. I'm so glad that it's located where it is. The problem is every time we talk about this, someone will be at the watering hole.
Yeah.
And there'll be 20 people at the bar, and the conversation turns to this taco truck. So everyone's always like, what's the name of it? Because they want to Google it. I understand. And while 50% of us have been there, not one of us could tell you the name.
Yeah,
so
they don't
we
have like
always have to say the location. It's like you'll kind of find it here until the authorities chase them a block away.
Correct, because they don't really have like a huge sign, and I'm not sure how legal they are.
I think I found it.
Found what?
Ted's place in Austin. Is it the Euro Center?
Oh, maybe it is the Euro Center.
Okay, there you go. When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
So you guys started talking about teriyaki. I won't go buy teriyaki anywhere anymore. My wife worked at a restaurant for a long time, and they had teriyaki that they made, and she was from the Philippines, so she came home and tweaked it with her own soy sauce that she gets from the Asian store. You can't beat it. So the recipe is very simple. For the marinade, it is 1 cup white sugar, 1 cup of soy sauce, but you have to get it from an Asian market. So it has to be either like Laureate or Silver Swan, and 1 cup of water, and a minimum half-hour marinade.
Okay.
Now, if you put a dab of that soy sauce on your fingertip, can you really tell the difference between that and was it Kikkoman or whatever?
Did you say 1 cup of white sugar?
Yeah.
Yes, and
Jesus.
1 cup of water and 1 cup of soy sauce.
That's a lot of sugar.
It is.
I didn't realize how much sugar was in there.
That's why it's good.
Yeah.
How much sugar they use?
What is the salad dressing? Is it honey mustard or is it because
ginger? I think
it's always the same dressing no matter where you go. It has the same flavor to it.
If you get the white dressing, it's usually just a little bit of rice vinegar, a little bit of water, and like Kewpie mayonnaise, the sugary Japanese mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can hook up, based on this simple recipe that you have, you can now marinate at least for 30 minutes, your chicken or whatever you're going to make. You grill it, and it's as good as going to a teriyaki joint.
It's better. It's better than going to a teriyaki place. I won't buy it again. I'm not going to spend $15 for teriyaki when I can make 2 pounds of it at home for the same price.
And you're throwing it on the grill, right?
Yeah, I've cooked it. I've cooked it on a Blackstone or on a skillet, but it's always better on the grill when you got some flames kissing it.
Yeah, because typically when you get
that
the
charbroil kind of taste.
when you get the teriyaki, it's got the marks on it. from where the jockey was.
I do like that runny little salad dressing, though.
I know.
I like the
but
dressing.
you can't buy it anywhere. So I've always wondered just what it is, or try to replicate
I think
it.
each shop does it just a little bit different. I mean, it's pretty consistent.
Sure.
But I know, there's always people rating the best teriyaki spots, and they're very specific about that dressing.
But I know you don't eat salad. But very rarely do you have just a salad that is just lettuce with a dressing on it.
And those shreds of carrot.
That is that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very minimal salad. But every time I get it, I'm like, this is great, man.
Has teriyaki made it west of the Mississippi?
I don't. Well,
if I go to
east,
the
you mean?
Yeah, because look, when we're on the East Coast,
good call. It did start west of the Mississippi.
You had heard of teriyaki, but it just was not available. Everything's Chinese food there, right? And so when we moved here, I'm like, I'll give it a try. I think Ben was the one who was like, dude, just try it. We were like, this is unfreaking believable, right? It's real simple. It's real good. How is this not everywhere? But again, back on the East Coast last August, just kind of look at it. Granted, it's Delaware, but they have a little bit of everything in this beach town. Still got Chinese, they got sushi, and I'm like, guys, like teriyaki. And I said this to a bartender there. It was preseason football. We just start chatting. And I'm like, no, man, I love eating every time we come back to the East Coast. I'm like, do you know anywhere to get teriyaki? And he's looking at me like it's a martial art. I'm like, and I don't know how to explain it. I'm like, well, it's an Asian thing, but it's not. I'm like, it's like grilled chicken. He's like, you want grilled chicken? I'm like, no, I want teriyaki, man.
I mean, there's places that will put teriyaki sauce on stuff, but there's not
sauce.
There's not teriyaki shops like you have in Seattle.
Yeah. The closest thing to that in another weird fusion kind of way is down at the chicken wing place in Renton called Burnett's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you've never had fish sauce wings, trust me, they are fantastic. But they do it with like an ice cream scoop of white rice and then some jalapenos and then the fish sauce wings. It's like teriyaki chicken wings.
I've started using the fish sauce in all my chicken
There it
dishes.
is right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
We're the ones providing the food. There's a family of four that lives, I call it the Silk Road. I think they live in my neighbor's yard. They have a little more cover there, but they have to cross my driveway to get there. And every night at roughly midnight, I mean, it is their pilgrimage, right? So I don't know if it's still the same ones because it's been years now. But like you said, super fat, and they do have to scale a fence. And the two times I remember watching them most, because they creep along kind of quiet, because I think they're worried about the neighborhood cats and all this kind of thing. But anytime I take a drag of my cigarette, kind of gets their attention. They know I'm there. They look at me for 1 second, realize, same dude. They don't worry about it, right? No interaction, but I just kind of watch them go along. So the dude is real fat, all right? And his girl ain't much thinner, but he's definitely the bigger of the two. So there's one day I see her, because they kind of come around the corner from my left, then they move in front of me laterally for a bit and then disappear into the quote-unquote the Silk Road, kind of this hole in the fence. So I see her, and I'm like, where's the dude? The dude's always with her. Well, he shows up maybe 15 seconds after, but I'm telling you, man, you're not trying to, humanize these things, but I'm looking at him, and I just look at his walk, and I'm like, you're in trouble. I mean, he's walking like the husband who just got busted, drinking whiskey and, masturbating to porn or something like that. So, and I'm like, that can't be true, right? This cannot be the case. I'm just making this up. But that's the walk he had, and even kind of had his head hung. So he kind of catches up to the wife, and she turns around and hisses at his ass, right? Just like, and he drops his head, and she starts walking again. I'm like, this is exactly
that's exactly
brother, I've been there. But the other thing I remember, it's just him, it's solo. I think he's kind of proud of himself. He has some trash in his mouth, but he's trying to climb this fence. And he jumps. Usually he's pretty good, but this time he kind of hits it. It doesn't quite fall off, but he's hanging with his two front paws. And just remember the size of his fat ass, and then his legs are just scratching on this fence. He did everything he could to get up this fence. Probably goes on for 30 seconds. And now I'm kind of rooting for him. Like, come on, buddy. You got this, man. He just couldn't do it. So he drops into the grass and just decides, you know what, I'll just take the little curb and cut to the fence. I'm like, you quitter. You quitter, fat ass.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Guess who it is, Ted?
James.
James, welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So I was out building a cabin for my mom in Lake Roosevelt, and we hadn't put the windows in yet. And me and my buddies were watching some TV before we hit the hay. And we turn off the TV, and we see a bat flying inside this little cabin. And on my first try, I just take a swipe in the air, slap him right out of midair, and he bounces off the windowsill and off into the night.
Damn. On first swing.
First swing, so I was batting 1,000.
Was it just your hand?
Yeah, with my bare hand.
All right, let me ask you this. Have you ever successfully swatted a fruit fly in midair?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's humanly possible. They fly like they're drunk. It's all slow. They're like Muhammad Ali with the kind of rope-a-dope it. Because, I mean, like, you look at them, and I'm like, this must be the easiest prey to get. And every time you swing at it, it's like, missed. And I'm back right in front of your face.
The thing is, my wife always made fun of me because I tried it one-handed. She says you have to do it two-handed because then it slows them down because they're scared from both ends, and then that's when you can get them.
So your wife taught you the fruit fly.
She has the experience.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
There's something to learn.
Fruit flies are tougher. There's some of them that are a little bit easier. I was sitting in my friend's shop, right, like their garage.
Yeah.
So it's me and two friends, but my buddy has his office set up out there. So I'm a little bit higher up in an office chair.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're talking about, but I mean, clearly it's a kind of like intense conversation or whatever. And there's one out of the corner of my eye, like Mr. Miyagi. I just like grab it, crumple it, and throw it away.
Fruit fly?
I don't know if it was a fruit. It was something. I don't think it was a fruit fly, but and then my friend, she's just like, wait a minute, stop. Did you just kill a bug mid-conversation? I was like, yeah.
I'm good, man.
Trying to stay on the point here.
That's right.
Right? That's why I did it. Tried to be nonchalant about it.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Lives for 55.
It's tap mirror.
He all crooked, right? No bra on, hair's all crazy. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? And you could tell she'd been upset earlier. Clearly had hyperventilated the whole night, but I have no idea what's going on. This is Baltimore, so I'm just assuming someone tried to break it. It wasn't that at all. There was a snake in the kitchen. All right, so I'm like, well, where is it now? She's like, that mother effer's dead. Okay, so now I want you to understand. My mom deathly afraid of snakes. And it's a garter snake. It ain't going to do anything to you other than freak you out. But she sees it. And so first, she just freaks out, hyperventilates, calls my father at work. She said, your father said to me, what do you want me to do? Like, I'm at work. I'm not driving 20 minutes home to take my foot and kick a snake out the door. He's like, just kick the goddamn thing out the door. She's not going to do it. She doesn't want to touch it. I understand. It's pure fear. All right, but keep in mind, as my mother's telling me this, the whole story is coming out like this. So I'm like, okay, so what do you do? She's like, I kept my eye on it to make sure he didn't disappear somewhere. It's a kitchen. You can get under the oven, fridge, whatever. So she's like, I want to keep an eye on it. And I grabbed the broom, and I opened the door, and I tried to sweep them out. But snakes, whether you know or not, heavier than they look, right?
Yeah.
And we had this little weak-ass broom. So she's like, basically, I just raked over top of the thing. It wouldn't go out the door. She's like, then I tried to nudge it, and he still won't go out the door. She's like, so then I just whacked him with the broom that straight up hit the thing. And this is where she snapped and her fear disappeared. And the way she says it to me, and keep in mind, she is very intense when she's speaking to me. So when she tells me she hit the snake with the broom, she said it kind of reared up. And her quote was, and that mother effer hissed at me in my home. She beat the living S out of this thing with this broom. I'm like, with a broom, you can see the blood spot on the floor. I'm like, with that broom, she beat the piss out of the snake and then swept it right outside of the door. So the only thing she asked me to do, so what I learned is, don't threaten my mother in her home. She will kill you. She made that very, very clear. So she swept it outside of the door, and it's directly outside of the kitchen door, which is outside. She's like, you got to get rid of it. I'm like, all right. So I'm leaning down just to pick it up, and she screams, which makes me jump back. I'm like, what? It might be faking it. I'm like, Mom.
It might be faking it.
That's what she told me.
You never know.
I said, it is covered in ants. There's a pool of blood coming out of its crushed skull. I said, if he's faking it, like he is gone. Oh, and so I picked up the snake, threw it in the neighbor's yard. And even when she asked me, she goes, did you throw it in the neighbor's yard? I'm like, no. She knew I did, but I'm like, look, if it bugs you, go fine.
I told you my buddy Will had the same thing last summer, right? He's like out in front of his house, and he lives in a nice little neighborhood, right? Yeah. You know, a bottleneck or whatever. So his kids are out there in the little cul-de-sac playing. And like they come in, same thing. He's like me. He's not a big, and your mom, not a big fan of snakes. And I think it's probably a black snake or whatever, a garter snake. But same thing. It keeps like trying to like get up in the garage. So all he had was a little kid shovel. So basically, he said he had to like attack it 3 times before he could like
a little cheap ass plastic shovel.
Right. And his kids are watching him just slowly. And like it leaves and then it comes back. He's trying to chop the head off.
With a plastic shovel.
With a plastic shovel. Eventually he did, and he felt victorious. But his kids were obviously, they're all three kids within a young age, and they're just mortified.
Oh, of course.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Donnie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. Hola.
How you doing?
Doing good, Donnie. How are you, man?
Doing good. I got a story about I was a grower in eastern Washington, and it's miserable over there. And when I first came back, I stayed at a buddy's house or a buddy's place. He had a big piece of property, and he asked me to take care of some of his pot plants when I got back. And
you didn't smoke any of it, did you?
A little bit.
I bet you did.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyway, he took off to eastern Washington, or he took off to California and wanted me to fix his whole place. And while I was doing that, I got all the plants good and everything. It was going great. But he had these mats at the bottom of on the floor. And I took them all out. I cleaned them all out. And, well, long story short, his horse got away. And when I was putting the plants back in, the horse came in and started eating all of his plants. I'm looking on the other side of the room, like placing all the plants in a nice spot, and the horse had them all devoured.
How
many plants?
Yeah, like what % of his grow operation did this horse eat?
Probably about 50%.
Oh man, did he just eat it that fast you couldn't get him out of there?
Yeah. The thing was in there devouring them just that fast.
And then what do you do? Because horses kind of don't F around, man. So you got a horse that's very happily eating, and now I have to convince it to stop and get the hell out. Like, do you yell at it? Do you slap its ass? What?
Yeah, I'm not a horse guy, man.
Did you get the horse back in the pen?
He wasn't a thoroughbred, but he was thoroughly fed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know what to do, but I got him out of there, and luckily the plants were really nice. Like I got them fixed up pretty good, and so they kind of like doubled in size. The shoots started coming out from a
because he pruned them basically.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. But,
was he eating was he eating the buds, or was he eating like the whole plants?
No, they weren't in bud yet. Right.
All right.
I bet he got stoned as all get out.
I don't know, because somebody had said before, like if you don't heat it, you're not going to get stoned.
That right. For humans, you got to activate it.
But for animals, deer eat it like crazy. That's why they have all those traps around outdoor grow.
But I think they also might just like eating it.
Yeah.
Right. Now the horse, I don't know.
Right. Okay. What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, look, you'd have to try the theory. It'd be gross. But I'm pretty sure if you just ate a bud, it wouldn't do anything to you.
Probably not.
Because you got to, like, generally, right, you either cook it into food or make it a butter, or you got to light it with flame, right? It's like I'm almost positive THC gets activated when there's heat.
9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Would you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with nacho cheese Doritos crushed inside of it?
I would not.
Would you give it a try?
You would try that, Mike?
I would try that. Yeah,
Why,
for sure. I mean, I feel like that you'd eat them together. Yeah.
You would, even like on the side, you'd have nacho cheese, Dorito chips as an accompaniment to your peanut butter jelly.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What are you doing?
I would not. I don't eat any kind of chips with my peanut butter and jelly. With a peanut butter and jelly?
Sure.
No, man.
Take it as a sandwich and chips.
Well, take it from a snack and make it like you're having a peanut butter and jelly like for lunch.
Yeah, I would not have any kind of chip with it. If I ate a savory style sandwich, or if there's meat, turkey, whatever, I will have chips. Peanut butter and jelly? No.
Just go solo with the PB&J. Do you have anything else with it?
No, solo. Solo, yeah.
Well, these chips are actually inside the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Neil Patrick Harris swears by it, and the internet has feelings. A clip from the How I Met Your Mother actor appeared on Changed My Mind podcast with his husband. And it's all because of one unconventional creation. An English muffin spread with almond butter and jelly, loaded with nacho cheese Doritos. He reveals his signature Dorito sandwich. On camera, the viral moment came when a host brought out Harris's go-to creation for the couple to try on camera. He said he couldn't resist giving the combination a shot. The couple's reaction was immediate. The laughter set a playful tone for everything that followed. When I heard that this was a sandwich you like, I was like, I got to try it, and wanted to bring it out to you guys. That's his thing, said his husband. You shut your mouth, Harris shot back. Okay, so I love nacho cheese Doritos. They're just great. But he's been eating this combination and defending it since 2023. He opened up about his love for the Dorito almond butter jelly combination. In an interview with Grub Sheet, he laid out exactly why the flavor profile works. It adds umami and a crunch. You get the brightness of nacho cheese to balance out the almond butter and almond butter.
Almond Brothers.
Almond Brothers band. And the jelly. So our question, when the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
That feels like a really big explanation for peanut butter and jelly with chips in it.
Well, look, if you're going to defend it, just say I like it. You don't need to go through the flavor profile. So it's not something I would do. All right, let me ask you, like, if I eat a burger, I will also put fries in my mouth at the time I'm chewing the burger. I would not take a sip of my milkshake or my soda while the food is still in my mouth.
But you'll mix the food. See, I don't do that. I take one bite, chew it up, and then I take another bite of something.
So you wouldn't take like a bite of your burger, grab a couple French fries, shove it in there. But you would eat Doritos with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
On the side, yeah.
You are a savage. That is disgusting.
Typically when I eat a sandwich, I have a side of chips or something else. I don't think that...
Me too, just not peanut butter and jelly. Like, I don't know what the right
So peanut butter and jelly is a sandwich that you eat with nothing else?
Yes.
In your mind.
And I feel like I grew up eating peanut butter and jelly every day for lunch with like a tiny little bag of Doritos or something.
Really?
Or Lay's potato chips.
All right.
When the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Lauren. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola, bicholas.
So what's your go-to there, Lauren?
You know, I'd have to say the missus is with you on the mystery roast beef at Arby's.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's questionable to this day, but
it just has its own...
at Wendy's.
You're a big fan of Wendy's?
I'm going with the pink slime at Wendy's. It's delicious.
Do they just squirt that bad boy out?
It's questionable, is it not?
What do you think? What is the pink slime at Wendy's?
It's the beef. When they show how they process it before they shape it, freeze it, and send it to the restaurants, if you've seen any of those behind-the-scenes, look, it's beef.
I thought the pink slime was the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Pink slime the chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Why would it be pink?
Yeah, because they use always fresh, never frozen beef.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the square fillet of fish. It makes you wonder, but it's delicious.
Well, it's from the square fish. Come on, man.
What's your go-to order to Wendy's?
That's right. Wendy's, well, you know, the old Dave's Double, but back in the day that you could get the double stack for $1.
Okay. What would you get today?
So
if you pulled up today, what do you get?
I'd probably go with a Dave's Double and some fries.
All right. See, I always typically if I'm in Wendy's,
I haven't had it for quite some time, but you know, now and then it's got to happen.
It'll taste exactly the way you remember.
I skip the fries at Wendy's. I get a cup of chili with my burger, and then I get a Frosty. I know that's a weird combination, but I'm at Wendy's, so I'm definitely going to get a small Frosty. Definitely going to get their chili because it's pretty good, and a burger.
See, I don't think that's weird. I think Doritos with peanut butter and jelly is weird. Eating chili, which is made from yesterday's burgers, with the burger.
That's exactly how they make it.
It's almost like a sloppy Joe in a cup. Then you have the burger,
right,
and then a Frosty. That makes sense. I don't dip my fries in the Frosty. Never big on that either.
Either was I.
Tried it as a kid because everyone did it, like they do in the commercials, and I'm like, and some people love it, just not me. I'm like, I don't need French fries.
Little Woody's, the local chain here in Seattle, they have basically shoestring McDonald's-sized French fries.
Yeah,
and then if you want, you can get a small cup of Molly Moon's vanilla ice cream, and they put that in the middle of the plate of fries. And I'm telling you what, man, it's pretty tremendous.
Yeah, I'm a thrill. I've just never been big on that one. No. But I like salty and sweet.
Me too.
I just would prefer to eat the French fry and then have the milkshake.
I agree. 100%.
When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Corey. Welcome to the men's room.
Down the hola.
Hola.
Yo, I know this is a little bit out of category maybe, but my go-to is just a rib steak in the fry pan.
Like a
that's
ribeye?
good call.
Yeah. We raise Wagyu, so we got Wagyu rib steaks, and if you got top shelf steak, all you need is a little salt on it.
Well, that's because you raise these cows.
Yeah.
Now, typically, that steak is going to cost you, even in a grocery store, probably today around, let's say it's 8 to 10 ounces, it's going to be about a $45 cut of meat.
Yeah.
Just as it sits.
Yeah, but it's got everything you need in it to function and go, and
Now you said
it's worth what you get, what you pay for.
You just add the salt, but once it's on your plate, what do you accompany it with? Or are you just straight up eating that steak?
Oh yeah, just with salt. If you've got a good steak, salt's all I need.
Well, what about
No, do you put some on the side? I think Thrill was asking.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna have a feast, you throw some taters in there, maybe some cream corn, something like that.
But you don't mess with the steak itself. That no sauce, nothing, just the salt.
No. I mean, occasionally I'll do a Worcestershire with Montreal steak seasoning while I'm frying it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Montreal steak seasoning is pretty hard to beat as far as just the standard that you can use. It's pretty good.
Yes, sir. That's a good one.
How close are you to Covington, Kentucky?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard that name.
Okay. Well, Covington is one of the more famous small towns in Kentucky that specializes in barbecue. And they do a very thin barbecue sauce.
All right. Mustard-based, tomato-based?
No, it's actually tomato-based.
Vinegar? Tomato-based.
Tomato and vinegar. But it's just very unique, and it's fantastic.
All right.
It really is. I mean, I can't put my finger on it until you've tried it. It's kind of more of a mop-style sauce.
Gotcha.
But,
Correct.
But it's just a thinner.
I want to say like George's or something. I think that's the name of one of those brands.
Yeah.
But it's only, Miles is right, it's only people right there in that little area, Kentucky, some of Tennessee, that use that sauce.
And that's it.
Well, sauce is so...
It's very regional. People are very
so
specific.
regional, right? Like the two Carolinas have different style sauces.
Even Rex, people go Carolina style. It's like, okay, well, north or south, man, because they are very different.
Right. So generally it's going to be vinegar based, but South Carolina and Columbia specifically is all mustard based.
Correct.
And then Alabama has a white sauce.
Yeah, what is that? I think I've had it once, and it was good, but I don't know what the base of their sauce is.
And then Memphis' whole thing is like, we sauce our ribs.
Yeah. We do it for you.
It's kind of their shtick.
Yeah, Covington barbecue is pretty tough. That's pretty hard to beat, man. Chicken, ribs, pulled pork, beef ribs. It's all over the board. It's just the sauce.
Yeah.
Brisket that makes it good.
I would say sometimes, man, on the weekends, I did it like a month ago. Like, I like to go to the store, get different types of lunch meat, whatever, pepperoni, salami. And then you get like good hard rolls. Like I like to make a sub at home too.
I do enjoy making a good sub at home.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Because I feel like, at least for my own personal taste, I can do it better than the place I would go to buy.
Yeah. I love a hot Italian too. And very rarely can you get a toasted Italian.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
yeah.
And then if you're at home and if I add pre-shredded lettuce, I've spent the extra $2 on that bag of shredded lettuce.
It's a little bag, yeah.
And then cut up some onions and put them on there. It's top notch. You gotta have that little sauce.
When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Colin. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
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 So when the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen?
I go to Stack's Burgers.
Stacks. You say Stacks Burgers?
Yep.
Is that with an X?
No, that's STACKS.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else.
Where is it? Is it like a chain or?
Hey,
Is it
you said no bad words. Sorry, I'm in a car.
Is it a chain or like a local place?
Local.
What area? Because I have not heard of it.
Spanaway.
Spanaway.
Okay. All right,
is
now
that
we're getting
the
somewhere.
solo location, or do you know?
That's, I guess, the area.
All right. Well, what makes it so good? Like, what to you separates it from other burgers? Because, look, burgers are a dime a dozen. You can get them anywhere. What makes Stacks so good?
They're like juicy, and they're honestly just like juicy, and they have really good flavor. Like, there's not really many places that I would go to and get a burger for like good flavor.
Okay.
Honestly, all the same.
Yeah, looking at a picture of it now. I like the way the
Doesn't
cheese
look bad at
melts.
all.
Means it's real cheese.
All right.
What about if you get home and you have to do something for yourself? What are you going to make for yourself when the craving hits? Uh-oh.
That's a good one, because honestly, I don't know.
All right. Do you cook at all?
Mozzarella sticks. I'll just go mozzarella sticks.
Okay.
All right, nothing wrong with that, man. I get it. I mean,
the
you can
frozen
only,
food section.
You can only do what you can do.
Yes.
It's fun because you guys were talking about frozen pizza earlier this week, right?
Yeah.
I did not realize we had frozen pizzas. And so my son last night asked my wife if she would fire up the oven for a frozen pizza. I'm like, we have frozen pizza? And so her point was, she's like, dude, this is like your 15th dinner. And it's getting late. I don't feel like cooking the pizza. And I'm like, well, you can go ahead and put it in because we're just not going to eat it all. I said, exactly. What he doesn't eat, I will take into work. And she's like, it's frozen pizza. I said, babe, I can't explain this. It's like we're saying, you want Taco Bell, you don't want Mexican food. I got a hankering because you guys brought it up. Frozen pizza, I don't want to go to Sopranos. I'm not ordering Domino's. Like, nothing is like a frozen pizza. Is it the best pizza? Absolutely not. But they're good.
Yep.
They are their own thing. So we did not fire it up. And now that I know it's in there, there are no guarantees that my son gets any of this.
When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
It's crazy with frozen pizza and some of the bigger chains, like, and all this consolidation with the different places. Like, half the time the frozen pizza is the same ingredients.
Oh, guaranteed.
Anymore. Like, it used to be frozen pizza was like,
because it was like Mama Celeste.
Yeah.
And everything looked a little questionable. And I don't know what kind we have in there. It does not matter, but I get the feeling this weekend it will disappear. Hello, Abe. Welcome to the men's room.
Welcome.
Hola.
So I just been wondering why nobody said Carl's Jr. That is my hot spot. I mean, it is a burger, but that is the spot.
What else you get with the burger? I mean, did the fries equal the burger? Do the milkshakes equal the burger?
The waffle fries. I do a double Western bacon cheeseburger with some waffle fries. Though that is my go-to at least maybe once a week.
I want to say that one of those things like Hellman's mayonnaise and whatever else, where you jump the Mississippi, on the East Coast, those are all Hardee's.
Yeah.
So Carl's Jr. is the same as a Hardee's. And Hardee's, they have the best biscuits in the fast food world. They're better than Popeyes, which says a lot because Popeyes has good biscuits.
Yeah, notoriously good biscuits.
But they have
Popeyes has some good biscuits.
I love Popeyes.
They have a Southern chicken biscuit that they do with cheese. And I know it doesn't sound chicken and cheese. I know that sounds a little weird. But I'm telling you what, man, that Hardee's biscuit is mind-blowing. Like, when I go back home, if there's a Hardee's, I'm like, man, I got to get there before breakfast stop being served.
Yeah.
Get one of those biscuits. It is so freaking good.
Now, what kind of burger did you say you get from Carl? The Southwestern? What was it?
The double Western.
Double
Western cheeseburger.
What makes it double Western?
Bacon.
Western means it's barbecue sauce.
You got some barbecue sauce and like a fried onion.
Sauce, double burgers, cheeseburger, onion rings, and bacon.
Okay. There it is.
Okay.
I was like, there's got to be fried onion.
That's a big-ass burger.
Yeah.
When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
I know every time I go to Red Robin, I get something similar to that. I haven't been there as much lately because the kids have gotten older. But we would go because it's great for kids, right? And we would sit down, and they have a pretty extensive menu, and there's always new items. And my wife would always just stare at me, and she's like, why are you looking at the menu? I'm like, so I can figure out what I'm going to eat. It's the purpose of the menu. She's like, I'm going to tell you what you're going to order. I'm like, what's that? Apparently, every single time I go to Red Robin, I order the exact same burger, and I could not tell you what it is now. I don't remember every time I walk in, but I was like, whatever, babe. I go through the menu, waiter walks up, can I get your order? I place my order for the burger. She's like, that's the exact one you get. The last 9 times. Like, why do you look at the menu?
Carl's Jr., their famous store with cheese, just a single. That is the 4th most unhealthy burger that you can get at a fast food chain.
That's good.
670 calories on that bad boy. That's not a double. That's not a double with, onion
what's
rings
the
on.
least healthy? I just want good.
The least healthy?
Yeah.
Five Guys cheeseburger.
Boom.
Unhealthy score of 50.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
take the crown for the unhealthiest cheeseburger in the country.
And one of the best.
One of their cheeseburgers, just cheeseburger, brings in an unhealthy score of 50 and 980 calories.
Delicious
Before you even touch the fries. When the craving hits.
I'm telling you, look, these things add up. It's if I'm going to go out for dinner, I don't worry about my health. That is insane to me. Like, why are you going to spend money to not eat a meal that you want to eat, make your garbage at home? When I go out, like, well, sir, this has a lot of, name it. Don't care. If you don't say vegetables, put it on. That's why I'm here. I will worry about my health. As a restaurant, I wouldn't even offer a healthy menu. Like salad. Like, bro, everything here is cooked in butter and fat and salt. I'm a restaurant. You are here to enjoy your meal. Your doctor loves me for it because he's going to make more money from you. But, like, look, if you're worried about your health, figure it out at home. To me, when I go to a restaurant, if they have, like, healthy options, I'm like, we need to go somewhere else. They're not interested in cooking.
But some people still want to go and keep company with people. Their doctor probably says you can't eat the butter as much anymore.
I don't care. I hear you. That means nothing to me. It's like you're going out to a restaurant. This is what we serve. It is not healthy. It's good. I base it on the New Orleans model. Everything here is good. None of this is healthy.
When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Zach. Welcome to the men's room.
What's happening, fellas?
Hola.
All right, so I love Mediterranean food, right? Euros just hit the spot. There's a restaurant out in Kent called Olive Tree Mediterranean, and it's got the best Euro in the area by far.
Now, do you make it a point to try different places? I mean, when you're traveling around the area, do you give other places a shot?
There used to be a spot out on Bridgeport in Lakewood that's got, well, it was at the time, a Euro Shack. And they ended up closing down and something took the place, but they were terrible. And so they closed down real quick. So I spent probably about a year looking for a good Euro spot until I found this place.
Okay. Mr. Euros in Seattle, you can't go wrong if you're ever up here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, as far as consistent. Oh, yeah. Aladdin and Sinbad are owned by the same folks.
All right, yeah. They're pretty solid, too.
Both are good. When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Resource to
Don't tell the deer.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, we're all over it now, man.
It would be kind of funny to see a deer with a lighter.
Yeah, or a vape. Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me?
Hola. Yeah, we got you, man.
How you doing?
Doing good, Chris.
Yeah, I love your show. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
I think I got a good one. So my girlfriend and I drove from Seattle out to Detroit because her parents nicely bought us a little house, and just outside of 8 Mile. And we moved in the first night. We're laying in bed. We're trying to go to bed, and we hear thump up in the ceiling, like the attic, right? We're upstairs in the bedroom, and then we hear squeak, 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 thump, 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 thump. Squeak, 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 thump, thump, thump. So I run downstairs, get a broom, and I'm like slamming the ceiling, trying to figure out what's up there. One was quite heavy in there, sounded like a bunch of pups. They were raccoons. I didn't know at the time, but every time I thumped the ceiling, she would move the pups, over to another corner. So we were not doing that for like a half an hour. My girlfriend worked at the Humane Society, so the next day she's like, let's call an exterminator, but it has to be like, a
friendly one.
Yeah, right. Like we don't want to like try to trap. I mean, other than trapping or whatever, she don't want to like kill him.
Right.
So we call this guy, and he's like Batman. We climb up on the roof. I go with him. He's all full of like vigor and confidence. And we're up on the roof, and he's like, "There's your problem. There's like a little hole in one of the eaves of the attic where like animals can get in." And he's like, "You got coons." I'm like, "Okay." And then I look at him. I'm like, "Well, what do we do?" And it's Detroit, so it's flat, and the houses are just like one by one down the street. So you can see all the other rooftops. There's not a lot of topography.
Yeah. I lived off of 5 Mile on Warwick Avenue for a while.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Same area.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool area. She grew up there, so I learned a lot about that area. It's really kind of cool.
It's just an old neighborhood. Yeah, that's all it is with the yards.
Well,
and
that made us think it was all ghetto.
Oh, I mean, I don't remember
Detroit,
that.
so.
Yeah, I mean, it's expansive. It's different from Seattle for sure, but you could see what once was, you know.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right. I think any major city that has the quote unquote whatever the bad area is, there's still going to be decent sections of that bad area.
Better section.
Better.
We our area, they call it the township, was called Pleasant Ridge.
Yeah. See, that's what I don't believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything that has a
Pleasant
name
or
like
Ridge.
that.
Yeah. Heights.
View, Heights, all, at least on the East Coast.
Until I moved here, I used to feel that way about Terrace. But Mount Lake Terrace is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also
listen,
Landing.
Terrace on the East Coast is worse than any other place you're going to go, right?
Correct.
Heights is always bad, right? And I don't care if it's Magnolia Heights. They will give it the sweetest name. You go there, you're going to take a bullet to the chest. If
Also-
it says Terrace, just don't freaking
But if it
go.
says Park, too, then you're really screwed. If it's like Terrace Park,
I mean, in that case, that's like an indicator. Like,
It's not a park.
We call it a terrace park.
It's not a park.
And there's no terraces.
Any park is not a park.
Yeah.
It is weird. You're right, though, because, like,
everything there.
I was in, right, I grew up in
Park
College
Heights.
Park, and, like, the next town over wasn't too bad, but it was something Heights.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, where I went to grade school, Beltsville, which was just around the corner, Beltsville was kind of nice.
But think about the name.
But most of my friends lived in Beltsville Heights.
Right, exactly. It was code, man.
It really is.
Yeah, like my grade school, you could see the difference. Like, that family lives in Beltsville. Like, yeah, I mean, literally, the people I'm still friends with, they all lived in the Heights.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve, but Hill, too.
Hill, yeah.
Hill's
Anything they put on
yeah.
to make it sound natural or beautiful is an indication that this
not.
is the
It's probably-
freaking ghetto. Like, what's the movie that just came out? Wuthering Heights. I know what the story's about, and I know it's about England and all this, but it just made me chuckle because when they first started advertising it, I'm like, if you put this in Baltimore, this cast is entirely different.
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Even on the commercial. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know the full thing, but on the commercial, like, it shows the main male lead and the male female lead, and she's saying something to the effect of, like, why did you go away? And his response was something to the effect of, I don't know, why did you leave me? And I'm like, this from Baltimore, Wuthering Heights. I'm like, bitch, where you been? No, I was at where I was. Right? Same scene, just would have been said different. Yeah.
I was at where I was.
I was at where I was. That's the kind of answer you got. Hello, Alan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, growing up, I was living right next to the Green River, so a lot of critters, varmints would come through. And we had a
Serial
cat.
killers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I had a cat that would, more often than not, bring in, like, a lot of dead animals, rabbits, rats, that kind of thing. But occasionally would bring in some live ones. So one time, it was bringing in... I'm setting up for a party for my dad's birthday. Going to have like 50 plus people or something. And I see the cat right outside the front porch with a rat in its mouth. And I'm like, oh no, we got to get that thing out of here. And immediately he darts inside, drops the rat thinking that it's just dead. Oh no, it wasn't. Of course not. So then the rat ends up crawling underneath the couch and then ends up getting behind like the china cabinet and all that stuff. And it was just a whole ordeal trying to get this little rat out of the house before 50 plus people show up. And eventually it took like 3 people to just corner it and get it outside safely.
How long did it take you guys to pull this off?
We were actually pretty quick about it. Maybe like 5 minutes total.
That's not
bad.
No.
That is not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's one thing with the cat. Hey, if you're going to drop the dead animal, can you make sure that the thing's dead?
What ended up in your house that you didn't want in your house? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jolene. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey.
Hola.
Hola. So I had a swamp rat in my house, and it had
Swamp rat.
a swamp. Look it up. It's
I'm
swamp
about
rat.
to. All right.
Where were you living that had swamp rats?
So we're in South Carolina. You know, my dad. He's
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I got you.
scary. You know,
Is it the same as Nutria, or are they different?
they're the same thing.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
So, anyways, we had a million of them in our house.
What did you do? All right. Did you have a swamp rat party? What was going down?
Oh yeah, dear, you tell them. No, you don't. Oh,
No, you tell him. No, you tell him, Jared.
Hey, they had a swamp rat party, Miles. Maybe that's all there is to it.
Drinking Mad Dog 2020 swamp rat party.
hey, and I know you like to golf, and we just had the golf tournament here.
Where's that?
Are you in Hilton Head?
Yeah, Hilton Head.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. So how'd you get rid of your...
House. You guys need to come.
They had a party, dude.
Yeah, swamp rat party. Million swamp rats.
You were there?
Tell them, Jerry. Yeah.
Were you there?
No. We missed the swamp rat.
No. We were not at the swamp rat party. We're wondering how did you call the party to an end? When was the closing time?
We killed it. I have a dog that eats them, and he finally came out, and he had one of them in his mouth, and I was like, ew.
You should be on the South Carolina Tourist Board.
Okay, so that's how you get rid of
If
them.
you guys ever want to come visit us, you're more than welcome.
Sounds very appealing.
Right.
Really
We
do.
appreciate it. Look, there might be swamp rats in the house, but my dog will eat them.
Million of them.
And just let the dog eat them all, man.
Swamp rat party.
Oh, man, were you guys there?
There was a golf tournament there. Swamp rat party.
Were you there? Like, wait, did you actually throw a swamp rat party?
I think we should have just left it.
No.
Were
That's
you
what
there?
they're doing.
Hey, look,
it's a nice area.
It's 7:50. They got a good buzz on already.
Were you there?
Tara Daly, Steve Mix, the Daily Mix Morning Show coming up. We're going to sit and spin. We've got 10 bands with farewell tours that weren't. And we've got your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
Sure.
I don't care. So identifying at least 10 deaths or disappearances that all might fall under review, though the people involved had varying and sometimes tenuous links to scientific research. CBS News also has a thorough look at the deaths, but the story sounds a little bit skeptic. I guess they are on some things, trying to figure out the link among these.
All right.
But one of the most high-profile cases is that of retired Air Force Major General William Neal McCaslin, who is 68. He is a former head of the Air Force Research Laboratory. He went missing in February in New Mexico and was the subject of a silver alert, citing unspecified medical concerns. Now, authorities have said they see no sign of foul play in this case. He's still...
99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
KISW Miles Montgomery Golf Classic is coming, presented by Pinky's Plumbing. Enjoy a day of golf with us up at Redmond Ridge Golf Club on Monday, June the 8th. First place gets 4 tickets to Guns N' Roses with the Black Crowes in Vancouver, BC, August 29th. That includes your Amtrak train ticket and a hotel night stay. So all that is going to be incredible. Not only that, we've got, what else? VIP tickets to Unwrapped and Acoustic Holiday.
Yep. Godsmack
tickets for September 24th at White River Amphitheater. Redmond Ridge is a beautiful golf course.
I have not been there. Castles have been going on about it. I know you've played there, a few times?
Yep. Food is great. Drinks will be flowing, man. It's going to be a good day of golf. There are a few foursomes that remain right now at KISW.com. Our question, with the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bobby. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, senor.
Hola.
Okay, first of all, Thrill, you're probably going to throw up at this, but I'm a big fan. I use Cool Ranch.
On your peanut butter and jelly? No. I mean, come on, man. Are you just saying that or do you do it really?
I really fucking do it.
Once again, bedroom colors.
See, that's what happens when you eat that.
You can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
When did you discover that you liked this combo? Was it one of those things that was on the side? You had the food in your mouth and said,
It was during summer vacation when I was a kid back in the 80s.
Okay.
Like when Cool Ranch Doritos first came out.
Will you put them on any other sandwich?
I do it on the turkey and whatever.
Okay.
See, that makes sense to me. I get that.
Like, I'm not a fan of putting chips on my sandwich, but I definitely grew up.
see,
Like,
the
you have
key
chips
is-
with every sandwich.
Yes.
Neil Patrick Harris, he said he crushed them up and then put them on a sandwich. You just put like 4 or 5 chips on your sandwich and you just crush it.
Okay.
I got you. I mean, I used to do the Bill Cosby where it's like, look, I'll make a savory sandwich, grab like Ruffles or something like that, and just smash them on top and eat it.
Well, there's a sandwich in Pittsburgh called a Pamani Brothers, and they put crispy French fries on top of their sandwich. And I know that sounds weird with sometimes coleslaw. Depends on the sandwich you pick. But it does. The first time you try it, you're like, I don't know.
Really?
I just want to have some, French fries on the side with my sandwich.
Oh, I was in, man.
And then when you have that sandwich, you're like, I get this combo. Somehow this works.
I mean, in England, you can go places just get it. What's it called? A chippy buddy or chip buddy?
Chip buddy, yeah.
And it's just a roll. I want to say with butter and French. Their version of French fries.
That's it,
bro. That's it.
It's a French fry sandwich.
It is a French fry sandwich.
Yeah,
it is
correct.
dense. You might be constipated for a year and a half, but it's good.
I'll be dead. Okay.
I will say the Pamani Brothers sandwich is famous, but it definitely you either love it or
Well, it's like Skyline chili. It's either something that you grew up with. It's like a Dick's burger. If you grew up with that sandwich, man, it's got a taste to it.
But take growing up out of it, right? Like I had 2 friends that they have no idea what a Pamani Brothers was. But after that Maryland game, we went to a Pamani Brothers. And like one guy loved it, the other guy was like, I think I'd rather have the fries on the side.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
They have. I got a cheesesteak.
Oh, how was it?
And
it was great.
Other food's good.
I just thought again,
they have a great
whatever
pizza.
reason, like I love French fries, I love chips. I don't need them in the sandwich.
See, I don't mind putting them on the sandwich. Like I would never put Doritos on my peanut butter and jelly. But if I had a burger, I'll put onion rings, fries, you name it. I'll put it directly on top. Just eat it.
Yeah.
Like that to me makes sense. I don't know.
When the craving hits, where do you go or where do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Stefan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, my wife's grandma actually is the one who taught us this recipe, but it's just poor man's goulash. It's macaroni noodles, ketchup, mozzarella, hamburger, and a little bit of tomato sauce.
I mean, it sounds ghetto, but really, when you break it down,
so you brown the ground beef, right? And when you say macaroni noodles, you don't mean like macaroni and cheese. You just mean the actual noodle.
Yeah, just the actual noodle.
All right. Yeah, that sounds. We kind of grew up on something like that.
Everyone called it probably something different, but all of the recipes are roughly the same.
And those macaroni noodles, believe it or not, in that area of Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, those are standard fare on the bottom of chili.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go and get chili someplace, you've got noodles underneath them. I don't know if that's Skyline influenced, based on the fact that they have chili on top of pasta.
Was that like chili mac?
Chili mac, pretty much.
Chili mac, yeah. No, but it's not a bad combo. The one thing and I thought this is just something my family had made up. Turns out this is at least fairly prevalent in the Portsmouth, Norfolk area of Virginia, was yak, Y-O-K.
You've told me about it, but I can't remember what it is.
Dude, it was...
Is it just ketchup, right?
No, come on, man. We're civilized. It's ketchup and soy sauce on top of spaghetti noodles. And guess what else? Nothing. So they would boil...
Do you mix the soy sauce and the ketchup together?
So my uncle ate it the most. So every time I picture yak, I picture my uncle eating. God, and he's one of those lip smackers. Right? So he would eat it, and it's worse with noodles because you're already slurping noodles. So that's probably why I always remember him eating it. But he would mix it in with the noodles. So he did not mix the ketchup and soy sauce first. He would dump ketchup in, he would dump soy sauce in, then mix the noodles around in it so they're fully coated. And then he would sit there and suck these things down. And he loved it. And as a kid...
So like spaghetti, like long spaghetti.
Spaghetti noodles, bro. You go to the store, buy some spaghetti noodles. If you have a bottle of ketchup and some soy sauce, mix it together. Look, it's not bad. It's just a salt bomb. And it's got a little tomato taste, but...
Well, it's got to be sweet, too.
A little bit, but even the name, it sounds like, oh, this Chinese delicacy. And even as a kid, I'm like, bro, I don't know about that. We got spaghetti noodles, soy sauce, and ketchup.
It did start there, the Tidewaters.
Okay, because that's where it's the only place I've had it.
Right, it's literally, what do they say? Chinese African-American soul food noodle dish.
Chinese African-American
And then I guess
soul
it's
food.
popular in takeout spots down there.
It is. And it's mind-blowing because everyone there, they eat it there like we eat teriyaki here. The difference is with teriyaki, like there's a definitive sauce. There is a protein that they have taken the time to grill, and it's marinated in something. This stuff is straight up ketchup, soy sauce, spaghetti noodles. So it blows my mind Because again, that's the entire recipe. So it'd blow my mind that people would drive somewhere and buy it.
Damn.
My brother, I promise you, you have the ingredients in your cabinet.
I mean, again, we were talking about like the teriyaki spots, right? Like the salad dressing's all close, but it's a little bit different.
Sure.
But same thing in DC with like mambo sauce. Like
Right.
each spot you go to, the sauce will be a little bit different.
But that's the only place I know where that sauce exists. 'Cause I've got
Correct.
some mambo barbecue sauce.
But it's delicious.
It's barbecue sauce, but it's mambo flavored.
Yeah.
And we all know what mambo tastes like.
Well, I put it on my chicken, man.
Yes.
I mean, that's how you start. Like, there was a spot, and it's one of the highest ranked in PG County called Benny's. And you could walk to it from DeMatha, and we would go over there. And I mean, literally, that's what you did. I remember one guy once, he was like, "You've never had mambo sauce?" When I was in high school, I was like, "No." And he's like, "We're going to Benny's right now." And we left and went to Benny's.
Left school?
Yeah.
When the craving hits, where do you go? Or, wish I could have done that. Or do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803.
It sounds like he could have written a letter to the teacher, like, "Oh, you're going to have to excuse Ted. He doesn't have mambo sauce." And they'd be like, "You know what? We understand."
Yeah, we get it. Come back
We
later.
still got in trouble.
Yeah.
But, like,
But
I
they
think
kind of got it.
Benny's didn't care.
Of course.
Right? So that was kind of the issue. I think when you were a senior, you could actually like walk away from the school and get food.
Yeah.
But all of us did it all the time. You basically just had to figure out would one of the teachers pop into Benny's to get lunch as well?
Oh, because they're going there too.
Right. So we just left. We got back. Like, I think we got somebody saw us, but like, right. You just had to not run into a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. But trust me, Benny's loved it.
All right. Well, yeah, they're making money. Hello, Lonnie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I got it's just your typical steak, but what makes it different is the little bit of the seasonings I put to it. It's called a flat iron steak.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if you know that kind of meat or not.
Yeah, familiar with it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I get it specifically. I guess I can just throw it out there, right? Like say I get it from Fred Meyer.
Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
Yeah.
People will want to know where you get it if the dish is that good. That actually comes in handy.
No, it is that good, but I don't know if anybody could duplicate it quite like I do because I just put my own little twist to it. But it's nothing special, I guess. So all it is just that and some garlic powder, onion powder. But your Johnny's is called Hunter's Blend. Johnny's is the Hunter's Blend seasoning. And brown sugar.
And cook it up in butter.
Marinate it and let it marinate for a good hour or two, until it's completely like just wet on top. You know what I mean? Until it's completely soaked in.
You know, once you said brown sugar, it's like I'm sold. Every good marinade, not every good marinade. Most of the marinades that I really, really like that I've made at home involve brown sugar at some point, right? Soy sauce and brown sugar, like that. Mm-hmm. It's already a good.
Also, fish sauce is very underrated.
I found that out at a local barbecue, a Bitterroot, right? So my wife and I were at Bitterroot, I don't know, probably like 4 years ago, and I got the fried chicken sandwich or something, and I'm like, I've eaten a lot of fried chicken. I'm a black man. Just count on that. I do not know what it is because it's not the batter. It's something about the chicken itself. So the waiter actually went into the kitchen and said, "Dude, fish sauce." I was like, "Really?" Tried it at home. Yeah. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah. When the craving hits, where do you go or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Okay, I'm kind of a minimalist with the barbecue, but since I can't eat beef, unfortunately, I went to lamb.
Love lamb.
Lamb's great.
Now, I know. You can't beat it. So, ground lamb, toasted, buttered Hawaiian bun, and spicy mustard, a tomato slice, and sauerkraut. You won't believe it.
Wow. That's an interesting combination.
It is, but...
I just thought it up, and I was like, this is perfect.
Why can't you eat
anything else?
Why can't you eat beef anymore?
It had to do with I had surgery for Crohn's in about 1983, and it was like an overnight thing. I couldn't digest beef after that. It wasn't like Lyme disease or anything.
Yeah, is it? Well, yeah, exactly. Is it just beef? I mean, could you eat bison? Could you eat something else that's similar?
I might be able to do bison. I haven't really gone there because I like lamb so much. I don't really need it.
So basically, since 1983, you've eaten nothing but lamb and chicken and fish.
Definitely a lot of chicken and fish. Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt.
What did you miss most when you found out you couldn't eat beef anymore?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, holy crap! I love to grill beef, and then I can't eat it.
Yeah.
So, but the T-bone, that was my favorite.
I'm telling you, man, I really it's not that I'm falling out of favor with steak. I like steak. But as far as a cut of meat, I do like a pot roast, with in the crock pot. But if you can find beef ribs, beef ribs, I don't know why they're not everywhere. I cannot figure out why every steakhouse does not have beef ribs. They should be on the menu. You should be able to go to a barbecue place, and that should be an option with the pork ribs.
I agree.
You don't sauce them necessarily, but beef ribs are so.
They might just be harder to cook.
I don't know.
They
they're
might
brontosaurus size.
Yeah.
But if you're slow cooking something anyway, it's just a matter of the time.
Yeah, if you're slow cooking it, you're fine. I don't know why they don't, because you're right. We've ripped apart the rest of the cow. We know the ribs are there.
I mean, is the butcher taking them because he knows cheeks on a salmon? You're not getting these, or cheeks on a halibut.
If he's smart, he is.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of butchers. Now that you say that, I bet you there's a lot of butchers with just freezers full of
But
beef.
it's got to be something like price or whatever. Because you're right. A lot of barbecue places will do it like a day of the week. Or you got to go to a specific barbecue place that's like, we do the beef rib.
And they'll advertise that.
Right, because even I've been to some of the biggest barbecue places in the country, and I'm not sure they had beef ribs.
Yeah, but why not? What are they using the meat for? Is that going into ground beef?
I don't know if you put in ground beef. I don't know.
I don't know either. When the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Greg. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys.
Hola.
Listener, first-time caller.
Well, appreciate that, Greg.
Hey, as far as the beef ribs go, just to add to that, I'm a former executive chef, so I'll tell you what happens. When it's coming from the rib, the ribeye, and that's an expensive cut of meat. And when butchers take that plate off of the beef ribs, especially commercialized, they groove those bones. So it's not cut straight off the rib itself. That's why a lot of restaurants won't serve it, because there's just not a lot of meat on the bone.
Because they've already shaved it all off from the ribeye cut.
They've already cut it off.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you mentioned earlier the white barbecue sauce.
Yeah. What is that? Is that an Alabama thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It formerly comes from Big Bob. He's kind of famous. He's the one that started it, but it's more of a dressing, and it's a mayonnaise base.
Huh. Okay. That explains the color.
They do the wings. They do ribs that way. Yeah, I've seen
They take those whole chickens and they just dunk them in the dressing. Big Bob's. Look it up. It's a fantastic thing that you guys are talking about.
Well, I'm curious to know, as an executive chef, what is your quick go-to?
Well, my quick go-to is
Yes,
going to dim sum.
Okay, yeah. I'm right there with it.
That's my craving. When I really want something, I go to Jade Garden in the International District. That place is the most consistent, and it's just a fantastic place to go if you like dim sum cuisine. If I'm going to be cooking something, you had a guy that mentioned he had lamb. I'll give you a quick recipe that will change your life. It's called an English mint sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really it's really simple to make. You just take white wine vinegar and sugar, and you combine those two together. Your ratio is about 1 cup of white wine vinegar to about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And you just bring that up to temperature. Don't boil it. Just let it dissolve. It'll be thick. And when it cools, that's when you chop up and you add fresh mint to it. Don't add the mint too quick. Otherwise, the hot syrup will cook the mint and it turns brown. If you do it properly, then the mint will stay green forever, and it looks like Goldschlager.
Interesting. They had that at Daniel's for a while. They had the little lamb chops with that mint side. Golly, that was fantastic.
Daniel's?
It makes you want. It makes you want.
Daniel's down there on the
South
Lake Union.
Yeah, there's one in Leshai too.
I worked there before when it was called Benjamin's on Lake Union.
How long ago was that?
God dang, dude, you're taking me back now. That was back in '89, 9.
Okay, I was gonna say, we've been there for 21 years. It's been Daniel's.
Was the Hooters beside it still?
Hooters was not there at the time.
They had
It was,
Saggies.
Chandler's Crab House.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was where I had that rubbery gumbo.
Was that the place?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, man.
Oh, yeah.
I should not be able to hear seafood in someone else's mouth. It's like he had a pencil eraser in his mouth. I'm like, oh, my God, dude. Either just swallow
clams?
Clams are the mussels.
It was clams. It was the mussels. It was anything they put in there. It was just.
It's like, oh, God.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep in mind, we're very hungover.
I know,
Still kind of
that's what I'm
drunk.
just like-
Trying to chew through
That's
this
just the
stuff.
last thing I would order.
Well, but you got to remember, like, we are hungover / drunk, but the place they decided to take us was a seafood place. So, like, there was no good option. I just think that you picked the worst.
I just needed like some soup or something. That was my thought. Like settle my stomach down. I would just get something that's When the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Daniel. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello. My go-to craving is birria tacos. I have a local spot where I live, and I go there, and they call them cheese tacos, but they're just considered birria tacos.
Is it just cheese? There's no meat inside?
There's cheese and also meat. It's just a chuck roast, which gets roasted for probably maybe 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, that's got to be great.
And it gets all nice and tender and juicy, and they put it in the taco, and they also dip the tortillas in the soup.
Yeah. I've seen that move a couple times.
They get it all nice and crispy, and it's really good.
That sounds great.
There's a spot down in Ruston called Taco Street that was the first place that I'd ever tried those, and they are phenomenal.
They are so good,
They're
man.
outrageous.
I know. Now that he said that sounds awesome.
It's almost like a grilled cheese with beef in it.
It basically is, right?
Well, and I think, right, like not everybody puts the cheese on the outside, but it's just about dipping it in that sauce and then frying it up, like on the flat top, and then you can dip it in the.
I started adding cheese to it because I made myself a quesadilla last night and stuffed it with a bunch of crap, but I've started putting the cheese on the outside and the inside. The difference is amazing. I mean, it's just that little move, man. I want the cooking the cheese on the outside. I'm telling you, it'll change your world.
When the craving hits, where do you go, or what do you hook up in the kitchen? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Howie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, fellas.
Hola.
My go-to used to be, it's closed down, was Momo's Chicken down on South Tacoma Way.
What was the name of it?
And my favorite, it was Momo's.
Momo's, okay.
It was a Korean restaurant, and my brother-in-law and our wives are Korean, and they were horrified because you could order, they had on the menu 2 separate sets of gizzards.
Gizzards.
My favorite was duck dong kim.
So duck gizzards?
Translates to no. In Korea, a duck is not a duck. A duck is a chicken.
Oh, I did not know that.
Because a duck goes tuck tuck tuck.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so like, that's the sound it makes.
But it means chicken coop house. It was deep fried chicken anuses.
Anuses?
Best things. Yep.
Now, did you know this
Best thing
before
I've
you
ever
put
had.
a forkful in your mouth?
Oof.
Yeah, because I can speak Korean.
Ah, okay.
Oh, of course you know the.
So like, oh damn, you got fried chicken anuses.
I know the name of a chicken anus in Korean, don't you? It's the first thing I learned.
He lost me at chitlins. People love chitlins, but
I do not.
I'm with you.
They smell terrible. They taste terrible. The consistency's bad. I mean, look, if you like them, you're going to like them forever, but man, they are not for
Another one. People that love them are like, ooh, they got chitlins here. And I'm like,
My
no.
grandmother used to make them all the time, man. And I mean, you just walking into her house, so it's cooked constantly. But if she was making chitlins, you knew as you're walking up to the house, you could smell it. It's just like, oh no.
It's that bad as liver?
It's so different than liver. Like, liver just smells bad. I can't explain. I feel like chitlins like kind of pierce your nostrils a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's gross, man.
Yeah.
Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Less. That's on the way at 4:30, and we've got your emails next from the men's room at KISW.com.
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a kitchen worker sought therapy after he dropped a dish on the floor and nobody clapped. But first, there's a new study on the great digestive relief benefits of fennel.
This week.
Say what?
That's what they're saying this week. Next week, they'll be back to saying the fentanyl's bad for you.
I don't think anyone has ever suggested that fennel is bad for you, Felix.
You say that, but just last week we addressed the fentanyl epidemic in our society.
Well, my memory isn't what it used to be, so I suppose we may have mentioned the recall of fennel due to some sort of contamination, but this study says it actually provides much-needed relief to those with digestive issues.
Well, then you'll be fine with the fact that I put some in your coffee this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Felix. I knew there was something off about my coffee. But it didn't taste, I don't know, earthy like I would expect.
Why would it be earthy?
It's a vegetable, Felix. And how did you even get it into my coffee? It looks completely normal.
I just dissolved the pill into your cup.
Pill? Where did you get a fennel pill?
Out behind the convenience store down the street.
Happy's convenience store? The one with the one-eyed cashier who calls everyone darling?
Yeah, one-eyed Tammy.
Felix, Happy's convenience store is a front for the illicit drug trade.
I did not go into Happy's, Stone. I bought the pill from behind Happy's.
Behind? Felix, did you put fentanyl in my coffee?
Oh, not a fan of it now.
Oh, cheese and rice. I need a doctor. What is even about to happen to me?
Okay, that I do not know. I've never done fentanyl, Playboy. Seems dangerous, but I hear it does wonders for the gastric distress.
I am going to kill you. If I make it through this, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, he was talking about fennel. Yeah, my bad, Playboy. How much do I owe you for those pills, Bonnie?
First round is on the house. I thought it was fennel, too. I've been taking them for 3 weeks now.
You've been taking fentanyl pills for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I thought it was fennel.
Okay. See you next hour.
Hello, everyone. This has been an In Action News broadcast, a Comedia Dysfunction. Watch all In Action News videos, new and old, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@inactionnews.
And make sure you like and subscribe, man. And be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at In Action News.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat and potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the men's room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef of the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. So I believe it was about 3 weeks ago, I had this list of canned foods that were popular 50 years ago. All right? So keep that in mind. 50 years ago, this is what people were eating. They didn't have microwaves. They didn't have a lot of other stuff. Food technology hadn't come along that far. So they were all popular 50 years ago.
Yep.
Now, just for the hell of it, some of the... Oh.
Just bringing it straight out here.
Can I get a knife?
Yeah, there's got one over there.
So just keep in mind, we have some of the items, but some of the things that were also on the list were like SpaghettiOs.
Yeah.
Right?
We know what those taste like. I mean, we've had them so many times in life throughout the years. You know what it tastes like. But it's not going to be good, but it's not disgusting. It is what it is.
Right. You had Hunt's pudding snack packs.
Yep. I
Those
remember
are
those.
fantastic.
Right?
Couldn't bring those in, no.
Thank you, Miles. Be careful. That loaf is heavy.
It's going to roll off. I cannot believe you've actually had one of these before.
Man, I am feeling... we weren't that poor. Maybe my mom just liked it.
Maybe.
We're going to find out.
Do you remember what it tastes like? Is there any memory
Oh, my
that gun?
God.
Jesus, why is this so hard to cut?
That is a
To me,
great
it was
question.
like you got to put a little bit of country crock on it as well. We're just kind of
give it to the dog?
Eating it dry.
It looks like pumpernickel.
It does.
doesn't mean it is. I'm just saying it looks like pumpernickel.
And I don't remember ever using... So Miles is cutting up right now canned bread. Canned ribs were also in there. Spam spread. But we're going to start with canned brown bread.
I looked for the canned ribs. Couldn't find them.
This was big in the Northeast. Now, I grew up in Maryland, which is technically the mid-Atlantic, but my grandparents were from the Northeast and stuff. So I think maybe that's part of the reason we had it. And there was only a certain time of year we ate it.
Is it like a holiday thing? Or, I mean, do you remember? And you can give me about half as much as you cut there, bro.
I mean, this is kind of a sick joke. I'd call my mom, but I don't think at this point she'd remember why we have it. I'd have to remind her we ate it.
Canned bread.
It smells very yeasty.
Yeah. So, yeah, send me a little square over, Miles.
All right.
See if it tastes like I remember it, which is not good.
Have that. No, there you go.
It's got a very unique smell.
It's not the worst thing. I mean, it's kind of bland, and I'm very glad about that, man. Right?
Well, the problem is the can was dented. So if we're not here tomorrow, you know why.
That is a good point. That can had a major dent, man. So botulism's coming our way.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the hell we were eating it for. It had to be for something.
Even the fruit flies are flying away from it.
But also, again, this is the mid 80s. Like,
no,
my parents just like stuff out of cans.
Sure.
So canned bread, again, just big in the Northeast. It had to be a holiday thing. As I'm with you, I can't imagine why we would just.
Would you make
eat
a
it.
sandwich with that?
I wouldn't.
No, it was
You
just
could
like
use it
you would
to-
get a piece of it, and it would just have like margarine spread on it, and you would eat it. Now, obviously, that doesn't taste like much at all.
Right.
But I'm sure if you put butter on it, you'd
It
go
would
like.
be better. Look, it's not the worst thing.
No.
It's really
No.
It's very,
It's
very,
not.
very dense, but it's not the worst
Well,
thing.
we're going to judge everything based on what we have to eat coming up here.
And remember, this was 50 years ago that these were popular, right? So you got people, I don't know, coming back from wars. People are broke. Maybe you ate stuff out of cans, so never really gave it a second thought.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, bread was plentiful 50 years ago. Like, you could still just buy a loaf of bread. I don't know why I would buy the canned bread. Because there's nothing specifically different about this other than its density. Slightly weird taste, but again, not the worst.
Maybe if you had like a nuclear bunker, you put this in.
That would make sense.
Something like that. Something
Yeah.
where like
the Red Scare. That's why people bought it.
Power goes out.
Well, and I think, too, a lot of the original stuff you had in cans were just easier, faster dinners.
Yep.
Right? Because, I mean, I'm from that era of, like, Hamburger Helper was God. You know what I mean? And, like, you have the fast food generation and all this kind of
God.
stuff. Well, I think also.
You will kneel before the hamburger.
Right? You also, for me, I feel like my generation was the first generation where oftentimes, like, both parents were out of the house.
Yeah.
So, like, by the time my mom got home, she worked all day. It was like, what are we going to make quickly? All right, number 2 on the list, Mike. We're going to go with the canned mac and cheese. All right. Chef Boyardee had one. Remember, his name, I wanted to say, was Boyardee.
Biordi.
Yeah. But they thought it was too kind of Italian sounding or whatever. So that they shaved
you
it
don't
to
want it to
Boyardee.
sound authentic if you're giving people Italian food.
Well, we've done that before, though. Remember, there was Olympics in an Italian city years ago, and they kind of changed the name.
Because we
of
kept mispronouncing it. What was
They were like, was it Torino? Or
it was Torino, but I guess it's not Torino, but everyone kept saying Torino. So, like, F it, man, just call it Torino.
Yeah, so I think they were just like, hey, let's just make it a little bit
I should have
easier
spread this out.
for English-speaking people, a.k.a. Americans.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try the canned mac and cheese, which, to be fair, just looks like mac and cheese. It just happens to be in a can.
Yeah, I think it's. I've got to looking forward to trying.
It's cold.
this
It's fine. It's
yeah,
fine.
again, I'm sure it would be better if we heated it up, but we didn't.
It's a loose fine, but
Okay, Mike,
it's
here you
fine.
go.
Oh, God.
Would you eat it drunk?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
To me, that's the bottom line sometimes, right? You're going to eat it drunk.
Not
Miles,
so
what do you
bad I
think?
wouldn't eat it drunk. I mean, it's a little salty, but it's what I expect.
No. See, I would buy the stuff that you just heat up in the microwave.
Give me a fork.
Need a fork?
Yeah.
Go right off that guy.
Yeah, I don't mind, Mike. We could share.
We share, bud.
Yeah.
I'm sure whatever's in this will kill anything diseases you could have passed along.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That tastes like bad cold mac and cheese.
That's exactly what it is.
That's
That's
exactly
exactly what it is.
It tastes like Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
Again, excuse me. Now I remember why you're not supposed to eat while you're on the air. Again, though.
Oh, no.
When I
.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Less coming up in just a couple minutes, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
A Couple on our question about when the craving hits, what do you do as far as food? Shodai Teriyaki in CD has the best chicken fried rice I've ever had.
Go.
And man, that place does not look good on the inside. You guys ever had crawfish fried rice?
Not fried rice, no.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it sounds good.
The juice from the crawfish just makes the rice.
Did you ever have the bacon fried rice at Rickshaw?
Yes.
God damn, it's good.
That was really good.
So good. I don't know if it's still on the menu, but man, it was good.
There's a good Thai place in Ballard. What's it? Pesto and something?
I think I know the place you're talking about.
They have like a Dungeness crab fried rice.
Oh, my.
It is so good.
Also, have you ever had a soft shell crab done in fried rice?
No.
That's tremendous as well.
On the other end of the spectrum from kind of nice just saying, it's like fast food Chinese. Sorry, I love you. I love that orange chicken from Panda Express.
Dude, everybody does.
And I've never had orange chicken from any other place. Tastes like their orange chicken.
It doesn't. But honest to God, Trader Joe's in the frozen bag is as close as you can get to restaurant orange chicken at home.
I got 3 bags in the freezer right now.
Especially if you cook the chicken in the air fryer. That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Cow crispy pork belly was awesome. Just don't look around too much. LOL. That place, Cow's legendary. That place has ducks hanging in the window, man. They're barbecued pork. Remember when they brought those barbecued pork in for us years ago?
God, man.
Jesus criminy. Guys, just in Bismarck, North Dakota, 3 days ago, to have my favorite pizza, a German pizza with German sausage and sauerkraut, extra sauerkraut, and it's done with a white sauce.
Huh.
It sounds pretty good.
You know what? I'd give that a try.
Mike, did we try a pizza like that once at Oddfellas? Did it have pickles or something on it?
It was it had pastrami and like mustard.
It was like a Reuben pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll do it.
I'm in.
Guys, I always have meats, cheese, and tortillas. Quesadillas is my go-to. Or grab chips and make some nachos. What else we got? Thai and Thai in Bonnie Lake. Tiny building, always busy as hell, but absolutely the best Thai food I've ever had. People drive to Bonnie Lake from Seattle. That from Jay.
Damn.
You guys should go to the Mariners game and try their new style of French fry. It's almost like a curly potato wedge that's seasoned and freaking really good.
A curly potato wedge?
Oh, like a potato twister.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a half moon size. It's got the lines in it, and it's twisted all up. That's a good style.
Damn, this show is killing me.
Now what else?
I found 10 different things I want to eat for dinner.
I'm starving, dude.
Monkey meat on a stick and cold San Miguel beers in the Philippines. Monkey meat on a stick.
Okay.
But only on a stick. You don't want monkey fried rice.
No. Guys,
monkey euro.
Yeah, you don't want the monkey euro. You just get it on a stick.
My wife has let me know that my Chinese home cooking is preferred over takeout Chinese. I've gotten pretty good at orange chicken and walnut shrimp. That works for cracking the fortune cookie, so to speak. What a weird topic, because I had one of those cravings today for lunch, and I had to get it, and that is the local favorite is Zell's Chicken. Spicy tenders with crinkle fries and their in-house made roll. It was delicious. That from Adam.
Had his Zell's last week, man.
Can't go wrong with that place. Guys, I didn't manage to ask when I called in earlier, where do you guys go for a good crab cake around here? I haven't found one outside of Maryland that I actually enjoyed.
I don't.
Look,
if you like it, it's nothing against the crab cakes here. If you like a Maryland crab cake, you're not going to find it here.
No.
Even if they say Maryland crab cake, it's not. So we just make them at home.
Yeah. The meat needs to be intact, and the meat needs to be not disturbed. It can't be like shredded up or mixed like that. You basically,
if you don't add vegetables.
Yeah, and you also don't add the yolk of the egg.
No.
You add very little breading to it, so it's a whitewash as far as holding it together.
Basically, it's a lump of warm crab with a little bit of breading around it.
And you make it like a bird's nest. You do not want the crab to break up.
No.
So it's as light as you can hold it in your hand and as fluffy, and then you broil it or you bake it.
Look, bro, I've spent 21 years looking for that. It's just not here. That's it. I've had some very good crab cakes.
Correct.
All right, but if you're looking for Maryland style, you're not going to find it.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Brothers in Everett. Their hot Hudson pizza is mega good. Everything at Brooklyn Brothers is good.
Yeah, I'll vouch for Brooklyn Brothers. It's very good, too.
All right, we better jump into these birthdays real quick. Brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Oh, gentlemen, it's my son Alex's 14th birthday today. He is sweet, funny, and oh so smart. Gonna get a fart montage, some dad jokes for Miles, and maybe Coach Ted telling him how to survive these last couple of months of middle school. Thanks so much, guys. Lots of love. That from Mindy. 14.
Just so wet.
All right.
That's why they don't wear underwear, man.
Is that the beaver one?
No, the beaver's those
right.
little bubbles.
No, that one's the wet one's the elephant. That's why it's so loose.
Got that big butt. Got that big elephant butt.
Guys, my wife asked me, do you think our kids are spoiled?
Oh, yeah?
I said, no, they just smell like that. What follows Taco Tuesday? What follows Taco Tuesday?
Wing Wednesday.
Wipe Wednesday. Why do cows have hooves and not feet? Why do cows have hooves and not feet?
I don't know.
Because they lack toes.
Okay. All right.
All right, first of all, happy birthday, 14. Now listen, it's getting towards the end of the year. All right, kids, not just him from his birthday. Everybody listen to me. You got a month and a half left?
Something like
right,
that.
we're getting around the corner, but trust me, your teachers are just as tired of you. They're kind of getting bummed out too. So maybe flip the script. Be nice to the teachers. Don't wow out with that one kid in class who's going crazy. He might get expelled by the rest of the year. Be a little nicer to the teachers. Maybe they'll put on a video or something. I don't know. But other than that, you'll be done soon. Then you'll be on to high school.
I will say this, my son is the same age. It's his last 8th grade year before high school. So what I will say, what seems to have brought him peace in these last few weeks of middle school is to not give a flying F. That's basically, He's like, look, man, my grades are good enough. I will get out of there. And Ted is right. The teachers can't wait for you to leave as well. Like, this is, you don't realize it. You guys are lock and step. They want
Depends
you
on
to leave.
the next class coming up.
Well, they don't know they're missing it until they get the next class.
Guys, it's my friend Adam's birthday. He's 21 today. Can he get a your penis is too small, some turtle sex, and the dirty Germans telling him how awesome your 20s can be?
Yeah, your 20s will be excellent because you'll be making that noise a lot. Pretty much as you want with all the stamina. And most of the people you are with, their bodies are still tight and look good. You'll have sex with the lights on.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about how good they can be because they will be awesome. So you might do some cooler stuff when you're older, but so I don't know. Go to the nightclub.
Yeah.
And guys, wishing a huge happy birthday to the fabulous Miss Alicia celebrating at Emery's. Could the dirty Germans please instruct her on how to properly celebrate her big day with nothing but herself and her immortal cat, Rascal? And to wrap it up, can Cocaine Ted remind her to only ski on slopes named 13 Coins or Red Rocks from her ex-Prego roommate, Shay, that finally learned to recycle the Pacific Northwest way. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, listen, if you're spending your birthday alone with just your cat, that is a sad birthday. I hate to say this. What you should do is invite over the dirty Germans. We will teach your cat within 15 minutes how to run a video camera, and we will make memories.
Yeah, so much the cats there as well. It seems like we're getting all the...
Yeah, 2 for 1.
All right, listen. It's your birthday. You're going out skiing. First of all, you need to prepare that cat, all right? When you come home all wrecked up, he's going to be like, what's going on? That's when you hook him up. Fresh can of tuna, fresh milk, and then you both do coke till you see the sunrise.
You want to give a shout out to your nephew?
Oh, yeah, CJ. Happy birthday. Well, I texted him earlier. He's 21. I think he's going to try this beer stuff.
Okay.
The first one.
The first
man,
one.
Oh, man.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Throwhill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck. It is up to us to determine, though, out of those 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And let's just get to it, all right? So they say you shouldn't eat yellow snow. But don't eat yellow water either. The owner of a mustard company in New Hampshire was caught, quote, secretly pumping pollutants into a river. The company, if you're wondering, is Old Dutch Mustard. So 60-year-old Charles Santis, he concocted a scheme where they extended an underground pipe to dump dirty water in the Sohegan River to save money on shipping the water out. And it happened for 6 years. And employees were ordered to follow along with it or risk losing their jobs. So basically, he said, I know what I'm doing is illegal. If you tell anyone, I'm going to fire you. Well, he was sentenced to 18 months in prison, and the company has to pay $1.5 million for violating the Clean Water Act. It's unclear what was in the water, but it did cause environmental harm, so it's likely it wasn't just mustard, and that is the problem. It's like you're pumping the mustard byproduct, and again, it's not because you failed an inspection. This was an intentional act, and then your employees are under threat of being fired. If they say, hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. Now we have a woman, I believe this is in India, but a woman, she struck a daycare worker in the face with a poop soil diaper after suspecting child abuse. Well, she was sentenced to 6 months in prison by an appellate court. Side note, there was no child abuse. But as the story goes, the woman was convicted of hitting the 53-year-old daycare teacher in the face with her child's soiled diaper in the bathroom of a hospital room. The teacher actually suffered injuries requiring 2 weeks of treatment. So she doesn't get hit with the diaper. There's a whole lot of impact behind it. Now, at the time, the defendant was staying at the hospital with her second child, who was receiving treatment. She'd been harboring suspicions of abuse after her 2-year-old son was injured at the daycare, because apparently she does not know how 2-year-old children act. Anyway, the assault took place after a heated conversation with the teacher who had visited the hospital with the head of the daycare center. Now, in its ruling, the court said, quote, whether the act was planned or impulsive, deliberately smearing filth in someone's face is clearly intended to humiliate the victim as judged by common social standards. Even now, a significant amount of time after the incident, the victim continues to suffer from psychological trauma, severe enough to prevent her from returning to work as a child care teacher. Now, taking into account the victim's suffering, the court ruled that the original sentence was excessively light. The court further noted that this was not a simple case of throwing a diaper, saying, quote, the defendant rubbed the diaper into the victim's face to the point where her glasses broke. The feces smeared her face, hair, clothing, and lenses. The nature of the crime is particularly egregious. And the court added that even while the investigation was ongoing, the woman filed multiple child abuse complaints against the teacher, all of which were dismissed. So she suspected child abuse because her 2-year-old was injured at daycare. I've had 2-year-olds. They're going to hurt themselves at daycare. It's what they do. And finally, a University of Wisconsin-Madison employee, he attempted to poison a coworker that he resented. So 41-year-old Makoto Kuroda, he's a staff scientist at the Influenza Research Institute at the school's veterinary medicine school. He's facing felony charges for recklessly endangering safety and tampering with a household product with the intent to kill or injure or endanger someone's health. So the coworker that was poisoned noticed that the water bottle had a strange odor and a bad taste when he took a drink from it. He also told authorities that his shoes smelled like chloroform, which is a common research chemical. Well, Kuroda, the suspect, he admitted to putting chemicals in the coworker's shoes and water bottle to both the coworker and the supervisor. Now, according to a criminal complaint, Kuroda told police he acted because he felt the coworker had been disrespectful toward him. It was not following lab rules. He told authorities he'd been working with the coworker for about 5 years. And while they were initially friends, Kuroda said to police that he became upset because he believed his coworker's attitude toward him changed after receiving a promotion, and he began to wish something bad would happen to him about a year ago. So he used ChatGPT multiple times to look up harmful amounts of something I can't pronounce and something else I can't pronounce in humans and animals, resulting in warning pop-ups from the website. So even though he's a ChatGPT, like, how do I kill someone? Even Chat was like, red flag, bro. Anyway, he put 5 microliters of something I can't pronounce, mixed with the other thing I can't pronounce, which are common research chemicals, into his coworker's half-drink water bottle, and about 1.5 microliters of chloroform into the coworker's shoe.
Wow.
Yeah, chloroform, in case you're wondering, aside from kidnapping someone in the movies, it can cause liver and kidney damage as well as death at high exposure levels. This according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Okay.
So those are your stories.
Seems
I think
kind of
the Wisconsin one's the worst, right? Tried to kill a guy.
He tried, but he didn't.
Correct.
Yeah, but he's still it's the attempt. It's what this guy wanted to do. So I'm going to say he's the worst. Now I'm stuck. I don't know if that's drinking water, where the guy pumped all the crap into the river, how that affected the community. It's a lot of different people that could be affected by that water.
Yeah, and like to your point, I don't know if it's part of the water table or whatever. Yeah,
$1 million some dollar fine.
1.5. Yeah.
Obviously, the guy messed up pretty bad.
Knowingly.
But I would also say, I think there's a lot of giant companies that do it and kind of get away with it.
They absolutely do.
He's got a smaller one. So just out of these three, to me, he's like, sucks the least.
Okay.
But smearing the poop, like to the point of like
broke the chicken. I just thought like she threw it. Then when you read the story, I'm like, damn, man.
Right. That's really the fact there. Where I was like,
but to
that
be
is awful.
fair, in that woman's defense, even though she was wrong, she did that because she thought her other child was being abused. Right? And if I honestly believe that to be true, I don't know that my actions would be much different. The problem for her is you're wrong. Mm-hmm. But she did have a belief behind it.
Correct. Debate continues. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. All right, shot of the day's coming up at 5:08. You are listening to the Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a kitchen worker sought therapy after he dropped a dish on the floor and nobody clapped. But first, there's a new study on the great digestive relief benefits of fennel.
This week.
Say what?
That's what they're saying this week. Next week, they'll be back to saying the fentanyl's bad for you.
I don't think anyone has ever suggested that fennel is bad for you, Felix.
You say that, but just last week we addressed the fentanyl epidemic in our society.
Well, my memory isn't what it used to be, so I suppose we may have mentioned the recall of fennel due to some sort of contamination, but this study says it actually provides much-needed relief to those with digestive issues.
Well, then you'll be fine with the fact that I put some in your coffee this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Felix. I knew there was something off about my coffee. But it didn't taste, I don't know, earthy like I would expect?
Why would it be earthy?
It's a vegetable, Felix, and how did you even get it into my coffee? It looks completely normal.
I just dissolved the pill into your cup.
Pill? Where did you get a fennel pill?
Out behind the convenience store down the street.
Happy's convenience store? The one with the one-eyed cashier who calls everyone darling?
Yeah, one-eyed Tammy.
Felix, Happy's convenience store is a front for the illicit drug trade.
I did not go into Happy's, Stone. I bought the pill from behind Happy's.
Behind? Felix, did you put fentanyl in my coffee?
Oh, not a fan of it now.
Oh, cheese and rice. I need a doctor. What is even about to happen to me?
Okay, that I do not know. I've never done fentanyl, Playboy. Seems dangerous, but I hear it does wonders for the gastric distress.
I am going to kill you. If I make it through this, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, he was talking about fennel. Yeah, my bad, Playboy. How much do I owe you for those pills, Bonnie?
First round is on the house. I thought it was fennel, too. I've been taking them for 3 weeks now.
You've been taking fentanyl pills for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I thought it was fennel.
Okay. See you next hour.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Did you know that in the United States, someone crashes their car 13 times every 60 seconds?
Wait, what?
Someone crashes their car 13 times every minute here in the United States.
Well, damn, take the license.
Well, they're car accidents, Felix.
Exactly. They're not fit to drive, Stone.
You've never been in a car accident.
Of course I've been in a car accident. I've been in 3 car accidents in my entire life.
Well, then you understand that accidents do happen.
Yeah, about 3 times in a lifetime. But who crashes the car 13 times every 60 seconds? That is ridiculous, Stone, and I think the license should be taken away.
Felix, okay, it's not the same person crashing their car 13 times every minute.
You literally said someone crashes a car 13 times every 60 seconds.
I didn't mean one specific person, Felix. That's a statistic. Every 60 seconds, 13 different people have gotten into a car accident.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Felix, I'm trying to do a public service announcement reminding people not to text and drive. Why do you always have to derail everything?
My bad, Playboy. Yeah, everybody don't text and drive. Seriously, Stone, that's all you have to say.
Please join us at In Action News on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
This lovely afternoon.
Hola, bitches. It's a fantastic Friday outside. By the way, today's shot is brought to you by Jim Beam Black, which is why we, of course, will be drinking raw eggs. Let's see. Actually, should we crack our eggs before I even start this, man?
Dude, I tell you what.
Just so you're at the ready, man. I'm just saying. Before I even go through the whole shot. Because, listen, once we deliver the shot, it's time to drink, bro.
All right.
Did you crack your eggs now?
Yeah.
All right.
How many we going for?
How many?
I'm going to stand up on this bed.
I'm trying to eat. Oh, Jesus. The big eggs.
Crack them with one hand?
No. Oh, there's only one broken in there, huh?
We should have checked. I swear to God, I'm going to sue Alfie's if this doesn't work out.
Oh my God, dude, that's a lot of eggs, man.
I know!
Jackass.
Oh my God! You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I got 7 in that, dude. I need one more.
Will you bring me one more, please? One more egg. I know Ted's got it.
Oh, one more, man, please.
One more. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Nothing to eat, man. That is a lot of egg. Look at that. Oh man, this is gonna just suck.
This is your idea, Dad.
Dumb idea. All right.
Because you watched the Rocky.
Let's just do it, dude. Let's just do it.
Hold on. Let's go to the chopper.
I know, that's what I said. Just do it.
Hold on. The Rocky seems angry.
We gotta get together so I can get you all on film doing it at the same time. Who cares?
Oh, hold on. Let me go through this first. So we know why we're drinking. 15-year-old Andrei Sherbakov of Russia. Andrei has the misfortune of being the son of an abusive drunk for a father. So after things got unbearable at home, Andrei decided to run away. After saving some money, he set off for the local airport in his hometown of Perm, Russia. Once there, he boarded a flight for Moscow, 2-hour trip. In addition to the 2 hours travel, the plane flew at an altitude of 30,000 feet. Air temperature is negative 75 degrees at 450 miles an hour. Of course, none of that really matters when you're in the confines of an airplane. But our friend Andre, he was on the plane, but not in the plane, you see. He decided to climb up on the wheel well, and at an altitude of 30,000.
With Miles and Thrill.
All right, so coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Apparently, scientists glued moss to the outside of the ISS for 286 days.
And what happened?
It survived.
I believe it.
Moss is kind of like a cockroach, right? Moss survives a lot.
It's a bacteria, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it?
Or some kind, like it is alive, but it's not our alive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Kind of just has its own thing going on.
And I want to say out on the peninsula, it's like one of the highest concentrations of different types of moss in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Mosses are small, non-vascular, flowerless green plants that thrive in moist, shaded environments, spreading via spores rather than seeds. So, yeah, it's a fungus.
But also, you say, moist environment? Like the outside of the space station is about as dry of a place as you can be.
Okay.
I would think.
I've seen branches on trees out there where Ted's talking about.
Yeah.
Where there was so much moss that would build up on the branch that a tree seed had fallen into it and actually sprouted a different tree on top of the branch.
It was growing a tree on the moss.
On top of a tree.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
You can also use it in a pinch if you had to build an emergency shelter.
Absolutely.
For insulation.
Yeah, it's great insulation. It's great for your roof.
Moss it out, dude.
Moss it out, man. No, your normal roof, no, terrible for it. Out there in your wilderness roof. That's just fine.
But you know me, I'm out there building a cabin.
Of course you are, man.
Yeah.
You're one of those guys on TikTok that's just, you're building out there in the woods.
Living off the land.
Look out. A new report says 44% of new music uploads are AI generated and most streams are fraudulent.
Yeah, I've been caught.
So what is the artist? What is that? Is that the artist boosting their own sales streams, or
no,
is it?
It's that could be a part of it, but honestly, it's the thing that we see, even on social media. It is AI generated accounts making AI generated content, which is liked and promoted by AI generated.
And then they get paid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I mean, look, if you like an AI song, what the hell's the difference?
Right. Well, the thing is that you don't like it. The AI accounts.
The AI likes it. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
It's a bunch of cheap garbage.
Well, and I don't know. It's just a personal thing, but sometimes you hear, I was like, oh, that song's great. Then I'm like, oh, that's not a real artist. It just bums me out.
Yeah.
I want at least a dude sitting there in front of a computer pressing the knobs.
Right. Exactly. No one needs somebody just clicking stuff and making things.
Yeah.
Doggone it. The Japanese government has created a new word for cruelly hot summer days.
All right.
It just has gotten so doggone hot over there that they made a brand new word for it.
What's the word?
What's the word?
Kokushubi. No, Kokushobi.
Shelby?
Kokushobi. Kokushobi. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
Hey there, Coco Shubi down here.
Our complex English language is hotter than a witch's.
Yeah, exactly. We like to do analogies.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We love analogies in
It's
here.
hotter than Satan's.
Yeah. Well, herpes.
Smells like Bigfoot's.
I'm sure they have a word. We're like, no, we're going to explain to you exactly what we're talking about.
You know what, fellas? It's been a couple days, but I think it's time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. This is an adjective brought to you by the letter T. I give you guys a 60% chance of success on this one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Something may be described as this to something else if it is equal in value, meaning, or effect. And I know that's a weird description, so I got the sentence that they give us. The pop star's fans see any criticism of her music as blank to a crime, starting with the letter T.
Tantamount.
Tantamount. Nailed it.
Damn.
Well, I'm going to guess that came from the Taylor Swift following that.
Wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Tantamount.
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 Tantamount. Equal. Tantamount. A new study found that impulsivity and emotional reactivity both declined when coffee drinkers suddenly quit.
So without having that caffeine high, you're more reasonable?
Yes, but then they also said that the numbers continued to decrease after they reintroduced it as well. It was a full study. It was on our favorite page over there, Study Finds.
Okay.
And so it says, honestly, caffeine affects everybody differently, and it was a full study on coffee and how that works. And there's actually antioxidants in coffee, which is what our body reacts to more than the caffeine.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So it's not the caffeine is still getting you all jittery and jacked up and whatnot, but our body's chemical reaction is due to those antioxidants.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
We enjoy that part.
Interesting.
We enjoy that part of it. Nearly 40% of Americans went no contact with a loved one this year. Yay.
Wait. With a loved one?
Yes, went no contact. So, yeah. You know what, Miles, that's probably a good point. I don't know that they're loved ones if you're going no contact.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, it's someone I know.
Right. It's meant to be family is what it is. There's somebody in your life that you've just decided, nope, we're going no contact.
Yeah.
And I think our world is changing. Our society is changing. How we operate is completely different. You know, there was a lot of families that were close-knit because that you just stayed in the area and that was your interaction as you were going and seeing family regularly at different places.
Cousin lives down the street. Mother.
Exactly. People were dropping in. I remember as a kid, people would just drop in on you out of nowhere and it wasn't seen as rude. Nowadays, you drop in on a relative without giving them a call or a text or something like that.
When I grew up, the door was always open. They just walk in.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could be cooking naked in the kitchen and your grandfather would walk in.
Yeah.
When I visit family in Texas, it's absolutely an open door policy, and you cannot go to anyone's house without like 4 other relatives being there.
Exactly.
Aunts, uncles, cousins, you name it does not matter. Everywhere you go, freaking where you go.
Yeah.
I just think it's weird. That is how they live. I just find it strange.
I didn't find it weird until I got older and society changed around me, and I kind of agree with it. It's like, now give me a heads up before you come over.
I just never grew up around extended family because we moved around all the time. So just in my life, it never occurred to me, like my cousins live a block away. Then I realized I was the odd person when we finally got to Baltimore. And they talk about their cousins. And in my mind, like, ooh, that must be exciting. When's the last time you saw him? They're like, yesterday morning, bro. He lives around the corner.
I call my family every weekend. Driving back from Tacoma, take the time to talk to everybody. But with my kids. Now, my daughter's in D.C., so I'll call her because I want to talk to her. She prefers text and Instagram.
Yep, of course.
My daughter here in Seattle, when I call her, she's like, why don't you just send me a text? I'm like, because you're my kid. I want to hear your voice.
I'd like to hear that voice.
I want to talk to you. I want to see how you are, see how you're doing, and see if maybe we can get together and get dinner this week.
But it's the kids' way of saying, I don't want to hear your voice.
Exactly. I do the same thing. My mom calls. I'm like, what?
I know.
Why?
What do you want?
Why? Why do I feel that way? I have no idea why. No reason. Zero reason for me to feel that way.
My mother-in-law will call my wife, and she looks at it like, who's dead? Doggone it.
I mean, I was always tight with I go to my cousin's house right now and walk in, and we'd have dinner.
Right. Hell yeah.
I mean, my cousin's at Cape Cod. Like, when I was there last summer, I was just like, coming up. And they were like, all right, we'll figure it out.
Right. We'll make it happen. Among older adults, morning naps were linked to a higher death risk.
Morning naps?
Morning naps.
What time in the morning are you taking a nap?
Well, you know what? Some people wake up early, they walk the dog, and then they go in for round 2.
What time you walking this dog?
Like 6:30.
All right.
But you could go back to bed after that.
Exactly.
See, I couldn't do that.
I don't know if I count that as a nap.
Because, you're only getting up because you don't want the dog to poop on your floor. So you're doing a chore that must be done in a timely manner.
Sure.
And then you just go back to sleep. It's like me getting out of bed.
You guys
to take
trade
a leak.
off. Do you trade off in the walks?
Oh, we do it together.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's quite
All
nice. Sometimes if the other's
And
not
then you
feeling
go
well-
back into separate beds when you're done.
Yes, we do.
You're kidding me.
Not at all. That's exactly what we do.
I mean, I can fathom getting up earlier to walk an animal, but again, me personally, I wouldn't count that as a nap. You're just kind of going back to sleep. Now, if I got up at 8 a.m. on a Sunday or 7 to watch soccer, and I'm up for 2.5 hours, and I go back, now I'm napping.
Well, I mean, we are still up for an hour and a half. You know, we're walking the dog out there for 45 minutes, and then we feed him, clean out the box, the cat box, and do all that stuff. And then we go
good on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, hurry up and poop, man. Just let's get this done.
Oh no, we gotta walk the old man.
Okay.
You don't accept anything less now, other than a 2-mile walk around.
Now that he knows,
doggone block, jackass.
Well, you get your steps in early.
We do. Yeah. So we had family that was taking care of the dog while we were away in Vegas, and then apparently the whole family came over at one point to go and walk him. Fantastic, right? Cool. He loves people. Yeah, go walk him. He walked him right to the pet store that was up the road.
Yes.
Because he knew that there were pushovers and they all bought him treats.
Yep.
Yeah,
smart dog.
Ted, what day is it, my friend?
Hump Day.
It is. You also know what it is?
Earth Day.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
You nailed it, Ted. It is Earth Day. So I decided to look at 10 things that you probably didn't know about planet Earth.
All right.
Yeah, you ready for this?
All right.
You guys actually might know some of these things. Let's see here. 99% of species are unknown here. Apparently, scientists estimate there are roughly 8.7 million species on Earth, yet 86% of land species and 91% of ocean species are still not discovered.
Now, that said, most of these species on land are insects.
Right.
You'll hear about frogs and all that kind of thing, but overwhelmingly it's insects. And you go, okay, fair enough. I would say go to the Amazon rainforest, you'll find, or they'll find you.
Oh, no kidding.
And the ocean, it's like, well, we can only get so deep, bro.
I was going to say, it's too far down.
Right. And with the insect species, I should tell you how many there are with the fact that they are making basically joke names at this point. Well, there was a spider that was named after Pink Floyd or something like that.
Yeah,
you're
they've
right.
run out of like clinical names. So now, like, if you're the person who discovers this new spider, like you're going to think of your favorite actor or your favorite band or your favorite TV show, and you give it like a Latin spin on the name.
They could just use like a Bengal tiger, Bengal Italy or India.
Yeah.
Just make it simple. It doesn't have to be this long scientific.
No.
It's a salmon.
Amazon spider.
It's a coho. Why? We know. Native Americans.
I mean, I think
Like,
generally if
it's
you
easy.
discover something, you get to call it that.
Yeah.
Sure.
But you know what I wanted to do?
Why can't you just call it Fred?
Yeah, it's a Fred spider.
Fred. Why? Because Fred found the damn thing.
See, I want it to be like, you know how you can buy a star? I think you should be able to buy a new species. Like, I get the next species that comes up, I'm going to just buy the
So
name.
you put a bid on it, like, look, we found a spider. Who wants to bid on the spider? Going once, going twice, boom.
Exactly. Or you just get put in the lineup, you know.
But you know what would it? It'd be Spider McSpidey face.
Of course it will. Because people are going to waste their money doing that.
Yes.
I'm going to name it something cool. Like Fred. I don't like the way that they put this one, but I understand what they're trying to say. They say the driest place is not a desert. What they mean is not an arid place.
It's Antarctica.
Well, the Sahara is famous. The driest place on Earth is actually part of the, sorry, no. Doggone it. It gave me a different friggin' list. Friggin' AI.
I thought the driest place. I know that's the least precipitation, but I thought that the place in Chile. What the hell's the name?
The Atacama Desert.
Yeah, the
in Chile
Atacama Desert
is the one that they're saying that it receives less than 1 millimeter of rain every year.
1 millimeter.
Millimeter of rain every year.
Good God.
Yeah. Antarctica holds 90% of Earth's ice.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 90% of the planet's total ice and 70% of its fresh water are contained in Antarctica.
Currently.
Right. Yeah. I still want to go there and get some water. I think that'd be cool. You see, it's like the clearest water ever.
But is it healthy to drink?
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's crystal clear.
What is locked into that ice?
Right.
But when it melts and you drink it from, 10,000 years ago.
prehistoric.
Yeah,
Well,
seriously.
that's what they were worried about with the things warming up down there, starting to melt all this ice. There's bacteria and viruses in there that we haven't seen in millennia.
Same thing like the permafrost in Siberia.
Yeah.
They're like, look, man, they've been covered with ice. The planet's warming up, and they're like, this is organic matter, so a lot of this bacteria is frozen, and we're just not sure what it is.
Yay.
But it ain't nothing that exists now.
No, that's not good. 10 things you might not have known about planet Earth. It has a squishy interior. Earth's mantle is not solid rock, but a viscous, slow-moving, heated material that flows over time.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
There you go.
Does that just mean like the iron core?
Pretty much.
Well,
Yeah, it's like liquid.
the core heats the mantle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's liquid metal.
Yeah, we got a nice...
I guess I just assumed we called it a rock.
I mean,
And it
you
was
do.
solid.
It's a rocky planet, right? But the core, the reason we have heat and movement with tectonic plates, volcanoes, all this crap, is because the core is still spinning and it's hot.
It's kind of like those nerds, like gummies.
It's
They're
just like that,
hard
Ted.
on the outside, but they're chewy on the inside.
Exactly, Ted.
You're not wrong.
Right?
I mean,
I should be a science teacher.
It's like a Tootsie Roll Pop.
well, they say that's part of why the reason, like Mars is basically a dead planet.
Because it's got no core?
It has a core, but the core stopped spinning. It's slowed down, right? So the one thing, we have this electromagnetic field so that the sun doesn't kill us in a day.
Right.
But that's the result of spinning iron, right? So you get these magnetic fields. So the radiation from the sun, it does what it does, but it doesn't just evaporate the oceans. Where a place like Mars, like when the core stops spinning and your electric field goes away, nothing stops the sun, which, by the way, in the solar system is the big bad mother effer. So basically, it burns off your atmosphere, it burns off your oceans, and just incinerates and irradiates what's left.
Yay.
Yeah, keep that core spinning, brother.
The longest mountain chain. Anybody know, generally speaking, where the longest mountain chain is?
Atlantic Ocean.
South America.
It is underwater. You're absolutely right.
Oh.
The mid-ocean ridge, a largely submerged volcanic mountain chain, stretches over 40,000 miles.
It's kind of the perineum of the Earth.
God, dude. There it is, right down there.
Honestly, like if you tickle it, the Earth will giggle. Little known fact. Don't even brush it.
That sounds like code.
What's that?
If you tickle it, the earth will giggle.
The earth will giggle. God just reaches down. Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
Yeah. Like, all right, brother, that's $200.
We're going to get that thing waxed. A day was once 6 hours long, it says. When the Earth formed 4.6 billion years ago, a day was only about 6 hours long, but it has slowed down over time due to the moon's tidal effects. Mm-hmm. And the moon is actually getting further away.
3 inches a year.
That was another factoid that I just gave away there.
Oh, is that coming up again later?
Yeah. You good, Ted?
Just not a mature adult.
Yes. I was trying to come up with a joke.
About the moon 3 inches away.
Yeah. Like, aren't we all?
Don't worry, Mother Earth's like, it happens to all the moons.
Gravity is not uniform. Because the Earth is not a perfect sphere and has varying mass, gravity is not uniform. For example, the Hudson Bay region in Canada has slightly less gravity than other parts of the world.
You'd weigh a little bit less.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's good for your joints.
I mean, you're still unhealthy, but yes, you weigh a little bit less.
Get my physical at the Hudson Bay.
That's the way to do it. Hey, man.
Check my BMI, Doc.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, the moon is drifting away. Again, these are 10 things that you didn't know about planet Earth. The moon is slowly moving away from the Earth at the rate of roughly 3.8 centimeters per year.
I was so wrong.
Oh, centimeters.
Centimeters.
Oh, it's a centimeter?
Centimeters.
Not inches?
Not inches.
All right, Moon, get rid of the embarrassment.
Just
Stop blushing. Yeah, all right.
Why?
Just the way that it's going, I guess.
All right.
Because they think that the moon was created when something else collided with Earth however many billions of years ago, right? And you blew all this material out into space. It coalesced into the moon, but as it's whipping around the Earth, think about it like a hula hoop. Kind of the faster you spin it, the more kind of distance you get, so to speak.
Because it's also not a perfect circle in its orbit. It's not doing it in a perfect way.
Yeah, it's elliptical.
Ovular. Yeah, it's elliptical. So
Right.
it's slingshotting, as you said, it's slingshotting itself just a little bit further every time, and at some point, that'll be like billions of years.
That'd be weird if it happened all at once.
Right?
Didn't matter like you're watching a full moon, all of a sudden you see it getting smaller, like, oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I think trouble's brewing.
Oh, this is bad. We're about to become a history page.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear. The ocean is mostly unexplored. Despite covering 70% of the surface, more than 95% of the ocean is unexplored and unmapped.
Because people will complain, how do we know more about space than the ocean? Like, because we found a way to survive in space.
Correct.
And even then, we haven't gone far, but you consider probe. But space doesn't crush everything we build.
Right.
Because even the robo things we send down, they're like, there's more to explore. We can't get it any deeper because it will be crushed.
Right.
And if you want to dive down there, what was the thing? Ocean Gate?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Any questions?
How far down were they?
They weren't at the Titanic yet. And you can get down to the Titanic,
Right.
but that one flaw,
Right.
you know, and that thing's gone. The same thing you see it with Space the Challenger, one flaw, these
Correct.
things blow up.
Bam.
Yeah.
Devastating.
So but that is definitely human error, not anything from nature trying to crush you.
And then on top of not being able to just merely survive down there, it's dark AF down there.
Yeah.
We can't see crap. It took us forever to find the friggin' Titanic.
Then
Okay.
you flip on the lights and you're like, ooh.
And things are moving down there. So when you finally get that one little tiny beam of light down there, there's a lot of stuff to look at.
And everything's attracted to it.
Yes.
And once you turn on the light, like all these weird things always show up.
And isn't that also part of the problem is that there's a lot of species down there that they don't know what light is? And so it's actually causing issues if there's light down there?
Well, yeah, there's no reason for nature to have them develop that sense.
Right. So we're blinding fish down there?
Jesus! Is that the guy with the high beams behind you?
And then I'll leave you with this last and final fact that you didn't know about planet Earth. I'm sure it won't cause any kind of issues. It is not a perfect sphere.
Well, because it's flat, Mike.
Due to its rapid rotation, the Earth bulges at the equator and flattens at the poles, making it technically an oblate spheroid.
I knew a woman like that, dude. Her waist was huge. And you're like, how are your legs so skinny and your head's tiny?
That was Jabba.
Right. Exactly. You're just like, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, that was Jabba the Slut.
Yeah.
Golly, I knew somebody would say she's 3 feet standing up or laying down. A woman in Cleveland was found with a cup full of liquor in her car, but she's got a good explanation, Miles.
What was that?
Tell her about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve and Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Before we get there, I want to address a comment on YouTube because I agree. So, Mike, you were sharing facts about the Earth. One of them is, this many species that we don't know about, etc. I don't know how they can make these estimations on how much they don't know. That should almost be its own science. Like, hey, man, we don't know 90% of the species on Earth. How do you know you don't know 90% of the species on Earth?
I mean, yeah, truth.
I mean, honestly, if you might look at something and say, I don't know what that is, but I think that's a very fair question. How do you know the percent of things that you don't know? All right, today we toast the organizers of the Cumbria Nature Festival in England. Now, the Cumbria Nature Festival, according to the website, is dedicated to fostering a deeper connection with the natural world. They pride themselves on creating an inclusive platform for discovery and education, aiming to inspire conservation and appreciation for the environment. In other words, it's basically a con for wildlife enthusiasts, a.k.a. naturalists. Well, the folks at the Nature Festival, they realized that inviting naturalists created confusion for naturists, because a naturalist is someone who observes plants or animals, where a naturist, for lack of a better term, is a nudist. And after receiving many requests for tickets from the naturist, the organizers felt the need to clarify the purpose of the event. Sadly, they're getting more requests from naturists than from naturalists.
That's not sadly.
So they kind of had to go on there and say, hey, look, we have no problem with you being naked. You just can't be naked here.
All right.
But yeah, all the ticket requests are like, yeah, man, I'm a nudist. They're like, why does everyone keep saying this? They finally looked at the definitions and said, stop saying naturalist, because there's some confusion. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, it's going to contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next. For seriously injuring or even killing someone,
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a kitchen worker sought therapy after he dropped a dish on the floor and nobody clapped. But first, there's a new study on the great digestive relief benefits of fennel.
This week.
Say what?
That's what they're saying this week. Next week, they'll be back to saying the fentanyl's bad for you.
I don't think anyone has ever suggested that fennel is bad for you, Felix.
You say that, but just last week we addressed the fentanyl epidemic in our society.
Well, my memory isn't what it used to be, so I suppose we may have mentioned the recall of fennel due to some sort of contamination, but this study says it actually provides much-needed relief to those with digestive issues.
Well, then you'll be fine with the fact that I put some in your coffee this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Felix. I knew there was something off about my coffee. But it didn't taste, I don't know, earthy like I would expect.
Why would it be earthy?
It's a vegetable, Felix. And how did you even get it into my coffee? It looks completely normal.
I just dissolved the pill into your cup.
Pill? Where did you get a fennel pill?
Out behind the convenience store down the street.
Happy's convenience store? The one with the one-eyed cashier who calls everyone darling?
Yeah, one-eyed Tammy.
Felix, Happy's convenience store is a front for the illicit drug trade.
I did not go into Happy's, Stone. I bought the pill from behind Happy's.
Behind? Felix, did you put fentanyl in my coffee?
Oh, not a fan of it now.
Oh, cheese and rice. I need a doctor. What is even about to happen to me?
Okay, that I do not know. I've never done fentanyl, Playboy. Seems dangerous, but I hear it does wonders for the gastric distress.
I am going to kill you. If I make it through this, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, he was talking about fennel. Yeah, my bad, Playboy. How much do I owe you for those pills, Bonnie?
First round is on the house. I thought it was fennel, too. I've been taking them for 3 weeks now.
You've been taking fentanyl pills for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I thought it was fennel.
Okay. See you next hour.
Oh, hi. Congratulations for being you. You have one job. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and social media pages at In Action News. I did it slowly for you.
Hey bro, Mensurum Uragana Besuto Bira. Super fresh, super strong, taste boom. Beer drink now, anatawa big man desa. No wait, no think. Just grab Mensurum Uraga. Сейчас. Kanpai. Mensurum Uragana Besuto Bira.
Xfinity. The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Greg. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hey, guys.
Hola. All right, Greg, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of three categories. Today, we offer you interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. License to spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess. And finally, today, in the buff, where the person is naked. Either tell us why or where.
Let's go license to spill.
A truck driving on a South Jersey highway spilled a large amount of its cargo and then drove away. The truck was driving south on Route 130 in Gloucester City just before the afternoon rush hour when it came to a sudden stop at a traffic light. Well, the load not properly secured and the cargo spilled out. Surveillance video of the spill provided by local businesses showed the cargo fall over the top of the open end of the truck onto the right two lanes of a three-lane highway. Now, the driver drove off. As vehicles drove through the mess, the cargo was then spread up the highway. Now, the city cleaned up the spill, and the following morning, all that was left was a dark mark on the highway and some sand and a lingering smell. But it's New Jersey, so nobody noticed. The question is, what did the truck spill and then leave behind? Was it manure? Was it butchered animal parts? Was it eggs or was it chicks? Not chickens, but chicks. So manure, butchered animal parts, eggs, or chicks.
Like baby chickens.
Baby chickens. Cute little fuzzy yellow chicks.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go manure.
Manure. Okay. Greg, I'm going to go animal parts.
Right as he spilled it, the driver didn't stop, and it got spread up the highway.
That is correct.
I'm going to say eggs.
Eggs. Okay.
Nobody went chicks. Huh.
What was spilled all over that highway in New Jersey? Was it manure, animal parts, dogs, or chicks? We'll find eggs or chicks. We'll find out next. That'd be weird.
Was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room.
Debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Categories licensed to spill on profile. This is a truck in New Jersey spilled some of its cargo, then drove away. It was not apparently secured. Cargo spread up the highway there, and they used some sand and other things to cover up the mess the next day. Question is, did the truck spill manure, animal parts, eggs, or chicks?
Or, as like Miles said, dogs. But dogs not one of the options there. Greg, that is a question that we posed to you. Now, you went manure, and a lot of people in the comments, they also agreed that it was manure. However, it was not manure, also known as manure. D. Ted Smith, you went with eggs.
Eggs, yeah.
Not eggs. Whoops.
Ready for a cocktail?
Yeah, obviously.
I am.
Miles, you went with butchered animal parts.
Yeah, the Taylor ham.
So it's either butchered animal parts or it's little cute fuzzy.
No, it's Taylor ham.
Yellow chicks. It was, in fact, animal parts.
Yes, that's your ham right there going up the highway.
Well, no, here's the thing. It was multiple different animals.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
How do you think they make Taylor ham?
But they were like, there was goats, chickens, pigs, cows. But I guess this guy had not secured a load, slammed on his brakes, and all this crap shot out of the back of his truck.
Oh, God.
So they were like, their point was, just by looking at surveillance, we know that he knew that he spilled it because it went in front of his windshield, landed a bit on his hood, and then he gunned it and took off. That's why they're pissed and want to find this guy. A lot of times things fall into the bag.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, those guys slammed on his brakes, and like, there's no way he didn't see it. It went in front of his windshield.
He just doesn't care.
Man.
Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with Tim.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. Your choices today, you got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Colbert,
Steven,
Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right that the Titleist guys have teams of talents to write ourselves and come up with monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Red Lobster is bringing back endless shrimp. That's right. Our long national shrimp mare is over. The new CEO of the company initially opposed bringing back the offer, saying he was against it because, quote, I know how to do math. To which Americans responded, that sounds like a you problem. Now stuff me with your shrimp, lobster boy.
Colbert. Yeah, Colbert.
Yeah, it's Colbert.
Red Lobster is bringing back endless shrimp. That's right. Our long national shrimp mare is finally over. The new CEO of the company initially opposed bringing back the unrelenting crustacea, saying he was against it, quote, because I know how to do math. To which Americans responded, that sounds like a you problem. Now stuff me with shrimp, lobster boy.
A man in New Zealand has been named the world's oldest competitive croquet player at the age of 101. Wow! Not that competitive, said the tournament winner.
The Ted Smith?
Yep.
Yeah, that's me. He's still...
He's playing, yeah.
Not that competitive. Heard about a man in California who was arrested after he allegedly purchased Lego sets from Target, then returned the boxes with pasta inside. Meanwhile, someone at the Olive Garden was like, hey, this tastes better than usual.
Foul.
Yeah, Fallon.
That's Jimmy Fallon.
I heard about a man in California who was arrested after he allegedly purchased Lego sets from Target and then returned the boxes with pasta inside. Meanwhile, someone eating a bowl of Legos at Olive Garden was like, hey, this tastes better than usual.
I just had Olive Garden last night.
Oh, nice.
I love Olive Garden. I'll give it a bad rap,
I
Jimmy.
didn't write it.
Right?
Blame Jimmy Fallon.
I was about to say. Bringing you down a notch, Fallon.
Due to Iran's closing of the Strait of Hormuz, airlines are about to run out of jet fuel, which is scary because if a plane runs out of jet fuel while they're in the air, you could be stuck up there forever.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
Yeah, it's Colbert.
Due to Iran closing the Strait of Hormuz, airlines are about to run out of jet fuel, which is scary because if a plane runs out when they're in the air, you could be stuck up there forever.
Last night I finally finished off my series I've been watching about the basically the mafia
All right.
In the United States. And it's great. Like, so the first episode is just about the old school guys, how they came up with the commission, the 5 families in New York. Now, there also was, there was other mafia stuff set up all over the country, right? Like, obviously, you would know about, like, Milwaukee was a big hub, Chicago, but just Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Doesn't have that mobby feel here.
Well, Henry Hill.
Henry Hill did get relocated out here from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I want to say like Redmond or something.
Rochester's big.
But there was definitely some stuff in Seattle. Obviously it wasn't as big as like New York or those other cities, but definitely influence. But it was just super interesting that like you look at this mafia stuff. So the first episode is just setting up the 5 families and the code, the omerta.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to this, and they're both 90 minutes. You get to the second one, now guys are testifying. And basically they're like, look, by the time you got to the end, you get to John Gotti and all these guys. He's like, they all just started flipping on each other.
Sure.
Especially once one of the heads of the family did it. Then everybody was like, well, why am I doing all this time if the guys in charge aren't?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think my wife watched that, actually, because did they do kind of an extensive thing? Not just John Gotti. I don't remember the other guy, but these guys... They were mobsters. It's not that, but also they were like the Britney Spears of mobsters, right? They wanted to be pop stars, and they wanted to be
a massive
public figures. So a lot of the other guys in the mob are like, "Yo, man, what we don't want. Everyone knows we exist, but don't put it out there." Is kind of the thing,
right? And you had other guys that were running it, right? There's a period with I want to say Joe Colombo, and he basically was like the Italian American like federation or whatever. And there was some of the guys, Castellano, like they were trying to be like, let's get more into just normal businesses. Now, look, they're still skimming off the top with garbage,
they'll figure out
car washes. I mean, I knew a guy that owned a bunch of car washes. That's the guy who did 3 years in a federal pen.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, they were still, but they were trying to be like, if we get out of like the super like hardcore criminal stuff, people wouldn't notice as much. But
we
then
can make money and stop advertising it.
Right. But then you have the younger, flashier guys who are like, I can make a ton of money in drugs and everything. And
they did.
They wanted to do it, and they wanted to be stars. They got used to it. But it's really almost impossible for those two things to coexist.
They can't. I mean, look, if you want to be a star, that was John Gotti, right? And kind of like, all right, he's a dip ass, but he made a ton of money. But you guaranteed to limit your time, right? So enjoy that big flash. And he had a pretty good run. Then you had the other guys that were getting irritated with him because they're like, yeah, again, we're not trying to advertise what we do to the general public.
It was all car washes and laundromats because you're producing your own money.
Yeah,
and they're right, and especially back in the, it's even harder now. I mean, hell, even 25 years ago when I worked in a bar, like we barely had security cameras. It was mainly a cash business, so it was easier to skim off the top.
Sure.
Now everything's pretty much done online. Cash is dying out. Like it's tougher.
It's hard for a criminal, man.
But some of the best gangster movies are, they have stories, but they teeter on action movies. So I got here a list of the 10 greatest action movies of the last 90 years.
90?
90.
Damn. Okay.
Now, with that said, most of them don't go that far back. There's one really old one on here from 1954 called The Seven Samurai.
Okay, I know the name because basically the Magnificent Seven was based on The Seven Samurai.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, that I know, but I've never seen The Seven Samurai.
Oh.
But if you've seen The Magnificent Seven, you know the story.
Number 10 on the list, Dirty Harry.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I watched that.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch it.
I feel like that movie now is more for memes and quotes, but you don't need to watch the movie.
I mean, those movies were already kind of older when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But to Clint Eastwood's credit, and maybe it's one of those things my dad would do it, like I could still sit down and watch like some of those old spaghetti westerns or Dirty Harry.
Oh, yeah.
And be like,
my dad loved those too, man.
It's kind of a shame they're not on I don't know, 1 or 2 channels out there.
It used to be like Saturday after, like the cartoons were done, then they would do something that they had to do for the Fed, some educational.
Sundance would show it or
and
something.
then it was just bad westerns and Godzilla flicks and kung fu movies.
Maybe Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Is that on the list?
It is. Right after Dirty Harry.
I remember it got a lot of love, and I watched the movie, and I thought it was okay.
Well, and again, this list is just action.
Oh, all right, that's fair.
You know
in
what I mean?
In that sense, yes. Then it was very cool.
Right. Kill Bill, Volume 1 makes it.
Sure.
right? I mean, you can't deny the action scenes in that movie.
That's why you watched it. You almost did not care about the story.
It's a lot different than like traditional Tarantino.
Yeah,
this was more of a plot, more of all. This is just,
and you didn't care.
It's right there in the title.
It's like, look, I'm rooting for her. Those are the bad people. Now fight.
Yeah, the Tarantino's credit, I do respect that. Like some of those movies, like I always just thought they came out in order, but he was like, no, I've been working on this one for a while. I just made this one first.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Next on the list from 1988, Die Hard.
Sure,
great flick.
I mean, it's like, yeah,
it still holds up too.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even about the action. I actually thought the action was cool when it happened, but the dialogue I thought was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Just between him and Hans, like, that's the part I actually liked, and the action was just kind of the icing on the cake.
That's what I did when I went to South Africa. Just stocked up on cougar ants.
No, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Was that Die Hard?
That was Die Hard 2 with the gold cougar ants.
All right. Well, there was a Lethal Weapon that had some.
No, I'm sorry, Lethal Weapon was a Lethal Weapon 2 with Joe Pesci. I believe that's the one.
Yeah, with the cougar.
Okay.
All right, that's all I was like.
Either way, I got him.
Good.
Doesn't matter the motivation. The man knows what he's doing. It's the original crypto, bro.
It's got a deer on it with horns.
The Matrix from 1999 made it?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the action was crazy.
Here's why I'll say it's so good about the action in those. I had not seen the first Matrix.
Yeah.
And then I went with a group of buddies to watch the second one. And it wasn't, there's so much accent, like I wasn't lost. You know what I mean? Like, it understands the characters, but like a good action movie, I don't know that you need to know everything about it.
You don't. And that's the thing with The Matrix. Like, it's really important to them to push the story forward, which as storytellers, I get it. But you made one of the ultimate action flicks. We just want to see the fight. We know Keanu Reeves is good, so if he's fighting someone, they're bad. So we hope he wins. We just want to see him fight.
Have you seen the new pictures going around about when they were filming that movie?
No.
And it's just people, it's in front of a green screen, and they're in the green suits, and they're holding like...
Oh, yeah, they hold them up.
Yes, when they're bending over. And I was like, huh.
Yeah, when you see the green screen stuff, you're like, God, man, there's another movie they just showed a clip in one of the Jurassic Park movies with what's his face? Chris Pratt. And in the movie, there's like 4 raptors, right? So when you watch the movie, he's got his hand up, and he's like, hey, it's me, back down, ultimate action hero. They show the green screen. Basically, take our show, put us in green suits, put a rubber dinosaur head on top of us, and it's a bunch of guys just crouching down looking at him.
I mean, that's almost, I would think that's almost harder to act when it's just green screen stuff than it is with a real human in front of you.
Sure.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch, he did the voice of the dragon in the Hobbit movie, Smaug.
Yeah,
right?
Smaug.
You ever see his motion capture of doing that voice?
He got into it, bro.
He got really into it.
I don't think people expected that.
It was really cool, but at the same time, it's like you've got to disconnect from the fact that you're in your pajamas inside of a warehouse with 9 different cameras around you.
Yeah. Yeah, actually
kudos,
good.
man.
Mad Max Fury Road from 2015.
I didn't see that one.
I love all the Mad Max movies. Watch that one too.
Is it good?
It's great, man. What was the last one? The last one,
Furiosa.
Okay, Furiosa. It's not quite.
Leave her
silly.
alone, man.
No, nothing about Halibut Head. I'm just saying, except that. It was pretty good. It's a lot of fun, but it doesn't measure up, I don't think, to all the other Mad Maxes. But Fury Road, bro, seriously.
All right.
Watch that movie. And the cool thing, is that Ridley Scott who does those?
Ooh, it could be. I don't know.
So the one thing about those Mad Max movies, and this is one thing I love about his action. So the big thing in those movies is always some big car chase through a desert. Inevitably, that's what it comes down to. And all these different vehicles are kind of homemade out of existing vehicle parts. But they have dudes rocking back and forth on like these big swinging things, and they drop into your sunroof and yank people out. His thing was, he goes, because we're actually in the desert, we could not really have a truck in front filming this because it would blow all the dust up. It'd be obvious.
Yeah.
We had a couple of drones, can't really use a helicopter. Anyway, all these stunts, it's like there's no CGI. I mean, these guys, the stuntmen.
Awesome.
So you're watching a 10-minute insane chasing. There's nothing like it on Earth. And you realize these guys are doing it real time. And the way they coordinated, I'm just like, God damn, man.
Raiders of the Lost Ark makes the list.
Sure.
Nice. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Very good one.
It is. I honestly, Terminator 2, you can make the argument to me that it's almost better than the original.
It is. It is.
I haven't seen Terminator movies.
Terminator 2 is worth it.
I need to, and that's what I hear. That Judgment Day is one of the best.
And
it's easy to follow.
And you don't need to see the first one. You'll catch up. The number one, I don't know that I've seen the first one of this day. I've seen Terminator 2 probably 20 times.
Yeah.
Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled?
What?
Yeah. It's a Hong Kong film directed by John Woo in 1992. Or it's about a badass egg.
Yeah. Jesus. It was Humpty Dumpty in his mean days.
His arch enemy, Soft Boiled.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Here's your
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a kitchen worker sought therapy after he dropped a dish on the floor and nobody clapped. But first, there's a new study on the great digestive relief benefits of fennel.
This week.
Say what?
That's what they're saying this week. Next week, they'll be back to saying the fentanyl's bad for you.
I don't think anyone has ever suggested that fennel is bad for you, Felix.
You say that, but just last week we addressed the fentanyl epidemic in our society.
Well, my memory isn't what it used to be, so I suppose we may have mentioned the recall of fennel due to some sort of contamination, but this study says it actually provides much-needed relief to those with digestive issues.
Well, then you'll be fine with the fact that I put some in your coffee this morning.
Oh, my goodness, Felix. I knew there was something off about my coffee. But it didn't taste, I don't know, earthy, like I would expect?
Why would it be earthy?
It's a vegetable, Felix, and how did you even get it into my coffee? It looks completely normal.
I just dissolved the pill into your cup.
Pill? Where did you get a fennel pill?
Out behind the convenience store down the street.
Happy's convenience store? The one with the one-eyed cashier who calls everyone darling?
Yeah, one-eyed Tammy.
Felix, Happy's convenience store is a front for the illicit drug trade.
I did not go into Happy's, Stone. I bought the pill from behind Happy's.
Behind? Felix, did you put fentanyl in my coffee?
Oh, not a fan of it now.
Oh, cheese and rice. I need a doctor. What is even about to happen to me?
Okay, that I do not know. I've never done fentanyl, Playboy. Seems dangerous, but I hear it does wonders for the gastric distress.
I am going to kill you. If I make it through this, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, he was talking about fentanyl. Yeah, my bad, Playboy. How much do I owe you for those pills, Bonnie?
First round is on the house. I thought it was fennel, too. I've been taking them for 3 weeks now.
You've been taking fentanyl pills for 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I thought it was fennel.
Okay. See you next hour.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Did you know that in the United States, someone crashes their car 13 times every 60 seconds?
Wait, what?
Someone crashes their car 13 times every minute here in the United States.
Well, damn, take the license.
Well, they're car accidents, Felix.
Exactly. They're not fit to drive, Stone.
You've never been in a car accident.
Of course I've been in a car accident. I've been in 3 car accidents in my entire life.
Well, then you understand that accidents do happen.
Yeah, about 3 times in a lifetime. But who crashes the car 13 times every 60 seconds? That is ridiculous, Stone, and I think the license should be taken away.
Felix, okay, it's not the same person crashing their car 13 times every minute.
You literally said someone crashes a car 13 times every 60 seconds.
I didn't mean one specific person, Felix. That's a statistic. Every 60 seconds, 13 different people have gotten into a car accident.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Felix, I'm trying to do a public service announcement reminding people not to text and drive. Why do you always have to derail everything?
My bad, Playboy. Yeah, everybody don't text and drive. Seriously, Stone, that's all you have to say.
Please join us at Inaction News on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. It helps us a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media pages at Inaction News.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we're going to Florida, where a deer busts through a restaurant to enjoy Sunday brunch. Meanwhile, driving 38 miles an hour drunk on an interstate, that'll get you fined a bunch. Speaking of DUIs, man pulls a laser BB gun at a man in the next lane. A moose in Montana takes a nap at a radio station with the same name. And a utility worker snatches a toddler before he runs out into a busy street. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, top story. We go to Cleveland, where the officers just don't get the plight of the people. A woman was pulled over by local authorities after she was observed driving 38 miles an hour in a 60. Oof. Yeah. The officer approached her car and immediately caught the smell of alcohol. According to the story, the woman denied consuming alcohol in spite of failing a sobriety test as she fell over while taking it. And officers found an open cup full of liquor inside of her car. Once the jig was up, she admitted to the officer that she actually needed the alcohol to stay awake while driving.
Yeah.
This did not move the officer as she hoped, and she was arrested.
Okay.
No, officer, I needed to give me that little extra pep so I can get where I'm going.
That just all of it sounds bad, but a cup of liquor.
Yeah.
Liquor. Damn.
It's not even a beer, seltzer.
Right. It's not
cider.
even an open bottle. You poured it in a cup and took it with you.
What do you think she had in there?
I'm guessing vodka.
Where was it?
Cleveland.
Whiskey.
Cheap stuff. Yeah, bottom shelf.
Whiskey in a plastic bottle.
I'm about to say the finest plastic.
Rich and rare.
It's recycled plastic, so you know it's good.
Black velvet.
Dude, we had a guy who's come to the liquor store and he would buy like 3 handles of the cheapest scotch you could get, right?
All right.
Like once a week. And then at Christmas, he'd come in and buy like 6. And he's like, I give them out as presents. And even at 19, I remember being like, I've never seen, he was the only guy that ever bought this brand of liquor. It's like, who's happy to get those?
Jeez, man.
We go to Bozeman, Montana, where an animal took a nap in a fitting location. A moose was spotted by several locals taking itself on a little tour around the city and getting comfy in various locations. One person snapped a photo of the animal taking a nice midday nap outside of a local radio station with a very fitting call sign, 94.7, The Moose.
Tomorrow they're going to be known as 94.7, the hot, horny chick.
Oh, no.
I mean, if that's how it works, right. If that's what's going to show up,
we're going to lure him in. The slut.
Look.
K-Slut. You're listening to K-Slut Montana.
K-Slut Montana. Ah, jeez. Local Fish and Wildlife was contacted by several folks, but since it wasn't creating any kind of disturbance, they elected to take no action against the moose. Just let him do what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a moose. You're in Montana.
Right. Yeah, the moose are freaking people out. You know, they're dangerous.
Well, yeah. It's a moose. No reason it's freaking out because it's a moose.
I kind of a thrill. Like he was just sleeping outside in the grass, right?
Right. I think they were just, he's in town. And you know how it is. People freak out when it's not a dog or a cat that they say
It's
out there.
Montana.
You're in Bozeman.
Right.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's just me. I don't live there. But
well, Bozeman has been overrun with people.
About to say, man, them city folk, they can't take care. They can't take the moose out there to downtown Bozeman.
Yeah, it's unreal. I don't know why they all go to Bozeman, but it is massive.
This is our town. Get out, moose.
I follow hipsters of Bozeman.
Hipsters of Bozeman. Oh,
it's just they're just making fun of the city people move out there. They just have these they're nice jackets.
Sure,
but you're just like, this guy, he's not.
But they're nice jackets.
They don't want to get it dirty.
They don't. Right. None of their gear looks worn.
Right.
But they're trying to cosplay cowboys.
Exactly. Oh, nice clean boots. Speaking of wildlife making themselves at home, we go to Florida where brunch was interrupted. Video was shared online that features a local kitchen in Flagler Beach at the very moment that a pair of deer came crashing through the patio and into the restaurant. They only managed to startle a couple customers and knock over a few chairs, but no damage was done nor any injuries were reported. The mess was cleaned up and the video helped boost the restaurant's notoriety in the area.
Yeah, but it did.
We attract deer.
And if deer like us, you're going to love us.
It's called the Deer Cafe. Just let people pound in there. We go to Connecticut where the drivers can be a little hot-headed. A complaint was filed with the local police department and tells the story of a black pickup truck that allegedly crossed a double yellow line and nearly collided with the vehicle of the complainant. When both vehicles stopped, the truck allegedly reversed and and positioned itself to be parallel with the caller's vehicle, where a verbal altercation commenced, coming to a head when the driver of the black truck brandished a handgun with a laser pointer that he aimed at the other driver. Always a good idea, before fleeing the scene. They knew what truck this was. They knew the guy. The description of the truck and the dude, they were like, oh, yeah, that's Ted.
Jeff? Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Hang on, we got him, man. So they quickly tracked him down. His firearm was confiscated after they ordered him out of the car, and it was determined to be a realistic BB gun.
I'd be
with a laser pointer.
Almost angrier, like you put a laser pointer on me.
Right.
And you shot me, and my forehead hurts. Like, look, man, I'm thinking I'm going to die.
Right.
And my forehead hurt. I'm going to beat your ass.
No, a BB probably loses its trajectory at about 30 yards.
Yeah.
So what good's a laser pointer? Unless you're within sight of that.
Yeah. To try to look badass.
I'm sure it looks cool.
I was there.
Right. I mean, I think that's what he's trying to do, right?
Yeah. He was arrested and faces multiple charges. Right. He didn't intend to use that with any kind of violent intent other than the fact that he wanted
it's a BB gun, so so much you can do.
He wanted just to scare people into doing what he wanted to because he's a coward. Sorry.
But what do you do in the situation where someone else is armed? They pull out their gun like, fire first.
Yeah, he guarantee he
hit me
speeds
with
off.
this BB. It's just enough to piss me off. I'm going to shoot you.
Guarantee he speeds off. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
we go to Arizona for a rescue operation that doesn't involve an animal. On a recent afternoon, an employee of Arizona Public Service was driving his truck along the street when he saw something that didn't quite line up. A small wagon and an umbrella sitting by themselves. He looked a little further up the sidewalk and noticed the one thing that tied it all together, a 3-year-old that had abandoned his playthings and was darting straight for the busy road.
Oh.
The employee quickly parked his truck and rushed to the young child, stopping him just seconds before running into the road. Video of the rescue was posted online and has since gone viral.
Oh, good for him. He probably saved a kid's life.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That kid was just rushing for it, man. And you know how kids go. Like, they don't move fast for anything other than danger. Men's Room Sports. You got hockey playoffs on TNT and TBS, basketball playoffs on ESPN, and baseball over on MLB Network. The Mariners had their final against the Athletics today here at home. By God, they had the walk-off win. There you go, boys. We're back. World Series, here he comes. As far as your weather, should be a partly cloudy night with a low of 47 tonight, and the sun is on its way. They're expecting morning clouds tomorrow that'll break up into a sunny and 60-degree afternoon, so enjoy that. That is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Head Chef's got some food cravings tomorrow with Ted's Meat and Potatoes, the game known as Big Dummy as well. Lovely Jolene coming up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.